And we're live.
Hello. Hey, Jack, how you doing?
I'm I'm doing good.
I know we're just gonna have to stop doing that.
Hello,
where it's just
hello,
like
Gary.
we
Fancy
pretend
meeting
that
you
we're,
here.
Yeah, that we
not like
pretend
we've been
we're just sitting down for the first time. Like,
Yeah.
We have it timed so perfectly that I got like my breakfast and I'm sitting down with you and.
What's your breakfast?
There is no breakfast. I made that up.
Oh.
Yeah, I do want eggs. That would be nice at some point later today. That'd be really good. Have a brunch would be really cool.
Yeah, I'll draw that for
you. But yeah, I know there's probably not a lot of people in here today, but we're doing a little surprise stream where we're gonna draw for you guys and well, geez, should we? I mean, let's draw and see where it goes. If we get people asking for stuff, I have an idea. But yeah, Jack, what have you been up to this week?
I mean, gosh, it's been I've been kind of I mean, again, it's just been kind of honestly, I've been working on that comic for like the past week or so, trying to nail the color correction. I don't know if anyone saw the comic. Thank you for those who did check it out anyway. Here it is anyway. I'm very happy with how it came out, and yeah, I'm pretty chuffed by the reception. And I mean, yeah, I mean, it's. I'm very happy with just in terms of just like, because it's been a while since I've drawn actual comic strips as well, so it's good to remember how to do it. So that feels really reassuring to like know that I still know how to do it and such. Anyway, granted, it's comic strip; it's not like a full-on like comic book, so you know. But yeah, honestly, it's been a pretty chill week anyway, so. Can't really say that aside from my boiler's currently a bit out of whack right now.
Yeah, so. Everybody pray for Jack because his boiler is down and he's got 4 layers of clothing on and a cat. Well, no, the cat's gone now, but
cat's gone now. Yeah. Even he was like, "I'm out of here." It's warmer outside at night than it is in here. So
we got a couple people popping in. King just says gaming.
Okay. Oh
yeah. I know King though. King has been a fan of the channel for a while. I've seen his comments a lot. Hungry Shark Revolution says you draw the egg for Gary.
Yeah, Gary, I got your eggs right here, man.
Oh, amazing. Welcome, Hungry Shark Revolution. Good to see you. And then K Master is here. Hey, K Master, how you doing? Yes, awesome. There they are.
Just
okay, amazing.
just export that for you. And,
yes.
Yeah.
And then I'll print it out. And I have my brunch.
Yeah. In case you didn't tell people, this is a very casual stream today. We're just gonna keep it casual today in terms of like what we want to draw and such. So.
Yeah, if anybody has any suggestions that aren't eggs, feel free to throw them in the chat, and maybe we'll usually we do kind of what is it, the Ko-fi, like if you want to donate to our Ko-fi, which you still can. If you want to donate to our Ko-fi, I'll link it in the chat, and if you want to ask for something, maybe Jack will draw it. But let us know if you donate to our Ko-fi, and then maybe we can get that done. I was like, oh, do we want to do like suggestion draws today, but let's see if anybody shows up. But I'm gonna link the Ko-fi just in case. But yeah, things are pretty chill here as well. I remember I said last week that I'm doing a surgery coming up, but that's not gonna be until March. So you guys have me on lockdown until March pretty much. So we're gonna try to stream when we can. Just a reminder. Oh, there's 4 people here. Wonderful. Awesome. Yeah. But what was I gonna say? My surgery is in March, so I'm just gonna hang out with you guys till then. So what are we gonna draw first today, Jack? What are you feeling?
Ooh, I was just gonna do some practice work with Cody and JC, but what would we want Cody and JC to do here?
What would I want Cody and JC to do? I don't know. Surprise me.
Okay.
Have them do something kind of silly.
I
was gonna say have them having a very serious chat about a very serious topic. You have the word bubble say serious topic in it.
We need
a very special episode of Failing Upward.
I
was thinking about the very Jack. Are you familiar with the concept of very special episodes?
Yeah, of course. You know,
yeah.
I'm trying to. I mean, I'm trying to think of like what's a great topic for that.
There were a lot of them in the 80s, obviously. But the one I was just thinking about, the one. I mean, they were usually like drug episodes or something like that, or the one that really stands out that's like still like very effective because I think it was in the moment. But there was an episode of Punky Brewster. I don't know if you're familiar with that show, Jack.
I know of it. I haven't seen it.
It's okay. It was a very American show. You're more than welcome not to know it.
Okay.
But it was about a little girl who's adopted by this guy. That was a very big subgenre of shows in the 80s where it's like kid adopted by rich person. There's that and Different Strokes, and I guess no, Full House isn't really like that. Full House is more like, oh, I have these kids and now I live in this beautiful San Francisco house that I don't understand how he affords it, but okay. But I was gonna say, there was an episode of Punky Brewster where it was all about the Challenger explosion, which is now it's just it's now it's kind of like a footnote in history, not a footnote in history, but it's like it's tragedy in history. But I could just only imagine at the time, just like a kid watching that episode, and then it's just like hearing her say we were watching the TV and we saw the Challenger explode. This must have been terrifying, I feel like, back then. This is really scary stuff. But I was gonna say, like, there were even like, I mean, just back then in general. But what a wonderful way to start off the stream, by the way. What a great way to start off the stream with very heavy special episode stuff. But I don't know, that just like I was just scrolling through Instagram and that clip came up and I was like, Jesus Christ, man. I don't think Failing Upward will get that dark, thankfully. So somebody in the chat says, draw Loki's combat Fallout intelligent people. My sister and I have been trying to make this. Loki's combat Fallout intelligent. What? Jack, can you decipher that?
Yeah, let me look at the chat.
Sorry, can you be a little more specific, Hungry Shark? I'm a little unfamiliar with what that is.
Just Loki. Hang on.
Loki combat.
Yeah, let me.
There's a Mortal Kombat. Loki's in Mortal Kombat? No, that's hang on. No, that's not real. This is fake.
I would.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
I would know. I feel like I would know if because they haven't. There's no. No, the DLC went by. No, I would. Yeah, I would know that. I feel like I would know that.
Yeah. No, I'm not familiar. Sorry.
Yeah, well, the chat's still
sure where you're coming from with that. Unless you have a picture example, because maybe if you show us a picture, could help. But anyway, to get off the grim topic of the Challenger exploding, I'm sorry.
This is a very special stream.
In a very special stream. But no, I just always thought it was really interesting where it's like they had to like mark them as very special episodes where they couldn't just exist as episodes of the show. I guess it was a ratings thing. It was a ratings thing where it's like, oh, we can talk about this topic and more people will watch because it's a serious episode. I think that was the whole idea.
Was it very specific towards a certain channel though, or was it mostly for any
general?
No,
well, I guess NBC was very much like that. Like
it feels very NBC.
That's where it pops up from. Oh, well, ABC, TGIF, the Thank God It's Friday block. Obviously stuff like Family Matters and Full House and and Perfect Strangers all had kind of very special episodes. I mean, Fresh Prince as well. Fresh Prince was NBC.
Yeah.
But obviously the episode were with Will's dad, and Fresh Prince was like one of those very special episodes, and the episode where Carlton gets shot.
Wait, was it Carlton? No, it was Will got shot, didn't he?
Oh, right. Sorry, Will gets shot, and then Carlton is angry about it.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay, sorry. I'm messing up my Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
Lore.
I mean, I don't blame. I mean, I can't think Fresh Prince the same way ever again ever since. Was it the Fresh Prince? What's this? That YouTube poop?
Oh, the make me a sandwich.
Yeah. No.
Oh my god.
I can't.
So good.
I'm still waiting for part 4, whatever. Like the next.
Girls is a trip, Uncle Funkle.
It's like I got a bird in one head and a chicken in, and I can't.
You can't even get through saying it.
No, I can't. I feel like I'm doing it in ointments.
So good. No, man, I feel like YouTube poops are still a thing, which is wonderful. I'm glad we haven't given up on the art form. But like, it's just the prominence of them back in the day was just so omnipresent, and I feel like they don't really get recommended that much anymore, which is sad. They're so good.
I mean, thank goodness. I mean, yeah, there's still thankfully channels that embrace it still, which I'm very happy about. Shout outs to my favorites, Duffings and CS188, I think. Numbera, I think is Numbera. Is that the one? The one who did the Frozen ones, or the those are quite good. You recently released one for that was recently released a Labyrinth one recently, which I found really funny.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Jack, didn't you work on a YouTube poop?
I did.
Something for YouTube poop?
I did. Well, it was a part of the things. It was a reanimated of their classic Prisoner 024601 eats a sandwich or something like that, or makes a sandwich. That's right. And it was reanimated. I applied to be part of that collab where basically people come in and animate segments of that YouTube poop, and I took part in that as well. And it was great because it was all for a good cause, and everyone was really creative with their submissions. I highly suggest checking it out. Anyway, it's just fun to I mean, I like taking part in like YouTube. I like taking part in like collaborations that are like something that's kind of almost outside the box in terms of like what to do as a collaboration. So I think about like the first one I ever did was the Frontier Psychiatrist reanimated.
Oh yeah, you were part of that, huh?
Yeah, that was great fun. Because it worked really well for the song in itself. Because how scrapbook
all over the place
the
it
samples,
is,
and it worked with the styles, and then of course I did the YouTube poop one, and recently I did the Peanuts Reillustrated one. That was orchestrated by Wagtoon, and that was great, and that was great in itself because that was animated. That was just illustration. You were just illustrating a Peanuts comic in your style. So, why am I drawing these sad scenes?
Because it's a very serious episode where
right.
I don't know, someone died.
I'm gonna let you fill in the caption here.
Just it should be really, really, what's the word I'm looking for? Not obscure, very vague as to what happened. It's just like, oh my god, they're like, he's dead.
Oh, you don't say who.
Oh my god. You guys figure out who died on Failing Upward. it's so funny. There's a little piece of Failing Upward lore because it's never gonna come. Also, Marcus is in the chat. Hey, Marcus, how you doing? Marcus Atomics, who we just had a wonderful conversation with, which we will not disclose here, but what a wonderful artist. What a cool guy. Really awesome. But I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the Family Upward lore. We had an idea for Oh no, I had an idea. So, oh my god, I'm still waking up. I apologize, guys. I had an idea
Eat your eggs, Gary.
early on where one of JC's brothers passed away,
Ooh,
and immediately shelved it because I'm like, that is not the tone of the show we're going for. And I mean, listen, maybe it could still happen, but I just remember being very heavy and like way too heavy to be handled in a show like this, I think. But yeah, I maybe one day we'll get back to it. We'll see. But he's dead.
Yeah.
No. I'll let you figure out which brother was gonna pass away. We'll see. I don't think we've ever named all the brothers.
No, can you even remember the names?
I have a document.
Oh,
let me see if I can find it. I will look for this. Because it's like, this is from an old computer. I would need to find it. I would need to bring it up. I'll look for it, but new JC stuff. JC promo, that's not, I have so much stuff for her. She's dead. Jesus. Oh god, so good. And then the
yeah. And then at 9, look who's here and Keenan and Kel.
Have you seen the I'll look I'll look for it later, but there's a wonderful Dana Carvey had a sketch show in the 90s. And it followed Home Improvement. And every week on the sketch show, they would change the sponsor of the show. So it was all these random sponsors to the point where, like, they ran out of sponsors. So, like, the Chinese restaurant next under the studio was a sponsor. But there was an episode of Home Improvement before an episode of... there was an episode of Home Improvement before a certain episode of the Dana Carvey show where it was about... Jonathan Taylor Thomas's character having cancer, and and you know, they're like, you know, it's like a very heart-wrenching promo where it's like, he's like, I don't want to die. He's like, you're not gonna die. And then it's just like Home Improvement, a very special Home Improvement, followed by the Diet Mug Dana Carvey show.
I remember. Yeah, I think I saw that clip. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. And like Colbert and Carell are like crying, laughing at it. It's like, what were you thinking? Why would you do that? The funniest thing about that's a great documentary just about how that show kind of like came and went, but like they talked about specifically followed by Keaton.
Yeah.
By the way, Keaton and Kel is still kicking. They're going to be making a movie with Frankenstein, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Crazy. Yeah.
Very excited.
All the best.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see that. And, man, the idea of failing upward on Nickelodeon is very funny to me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think that we're very silly today. I'm bringing up dark topics. I don't know what's going on.
You know, it's fine.
Talking about like horrible tragedies and how they're, Jesus.
We're moving on. All right, we're moving on. Come on.
Yeah, moving on.
Let's
but no, Keaton and Kel and Frankenstein, wonderful pairing. Yeah, Cody meets Frankenstein. There you go. There's prompt.
Oh, great. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. But no, I was gonna say, I wanted to bring this up because the last time I brought this up, what was I gonna say? There was a I wanted to do stuff on my personal channel, and I wanted to do like media reviews and stuff like that. And the first one I want to experiment with shorts and everything like that.
Yeah.
So the first one I'm gonna do like a little recommendation for I mentioned this a couple streams ago, but there's this movie called Boys Go to Jupiter that I really loved. That if anybody's interested in indie animation and watching that on a kind of feature length scale, it's a wonderful passion project to see come to life, and it was awesome. Who's hitting all the hearts? Who's hitting all the hearts right now?
Is it because we're doing
a big fan of Boys Go to Jupiter? No, yeah, I want to do a recommendation of that movie. So I did a little research on it, and yeah, it's gonna be like a little 30-second thing I want to just throw together, 1 minute thing I want to throw together. That'd be pretty fun. But yeah, I might tag Wayback Studios in it just so you guys can see it. And yeah, I don't know, that'd be pretty cool. Jack, have you checked that movie out yet?
Which the
Boys Go to Jupiter?
No, I haven't yet. It's on my watch list to watch this. Honestly, I mean, I knew I needed to watch it anyway from the trailer that I saw. Anyway, I was just like, wow, this is totally unique and different than what I expected. And I thought it was a video game. That's why I originally thought it was.
Yeah, it has an isometric viewpoint, which is really cool. For the majority of the movie, obviously there's scenes where it does close-ups and medium shots and everything, but for the most part, it's the majority of it is like isometric, which is crazy. Yeah, no, it's a beautiful film. The way I kind of described it in the video I was making was that it's like how did I describe it? It was like it's a point and click adventure starring Playmobil characters.
That's great.
'Cause that's what they kind of look like. My girlfriend had brought that up, that they look like Playmobil characters. I'm looking at Hungry Shark. What are you trying to say? This is like where there's smoke from Mortal Kombat and Sobak World. Oh, yeah, okay. Frankie. Who's Frankie?
Frankenstein.
Oh, Frank.
Yeah.
Jack, I'm really tired today. I'm starting to think that maybe I should have slept more before I did.
Yeah. I mean, chat's not attacking you. They're just yeah. It's
No,
guys,
I know.
Guys, lay off,
I know.
You print off your eggs. Get your eggs in, and we'll come back in a bit.
The browser's still on display, Jack. Your browser's still on display.
Oh, oh, is it showing Frankenstein?
It is showing Frankenstein.
I didn't know.
Jack, am I the only one who's tired this morning?
We're loopy today, guys. I'm sorry.
You have the right to be tired. It's like 8 o'clock over there.
Yeah. Well, no, I was gonna say, look, okay, all right, that's how it is.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
I love that Frankenstein. I love him.
Well, I was gonna see actually, because it's a good point, because I was gonna have Cody, who's like down here, is probably just gonna ask. So do you go by Frankenstein's monster, Frankie? Or...
Frank, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frank.
Frank. Yeah.
I remember I need to get this up because I had a dream one time of like a modern Frankenstein movie, like a modern day Frankenstein movie, not like a modern like retelling of Frankenstein in terms of like, hey, we're just going to adapt the book. I need to see if I can get the Twitter thread up. Let me see. You guys will think this is very funny, hopefully. Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's see. Is it gonna come up? This is from... Oh, here we go. I found it.
Okay.
I just typed, I was like, you ever wake up from a dream with a great idea for a movie, show, comic, write it down, and then feel progressively less enthused as the minutes pass? I said, I had a dream where I was watching a take on Frankenstein where Joel McHale is the doctor's great-great-grandson. He inherits the monster and needs to go on a road trip with him. There was a part where the monster wore glasses, and the movie ended with a Real Big Fish concert.
Hell yeah!
And I was like, that sounds so cool when I woke up. And then I started writing it down. And I was like, this is so stupid.
Yeah, and you know, the Frankenstein's gonna be up there on stage, like doing the guitar and wearing the glasses, you know, singing along. We hate it when our friends become successful.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my god, somebody was talking to me about it. I said there was a big end trailer stinger where he's like, listen, we gotta get you away from fire. Just don't go near fire. And then they're at a beach with a ton of bonfires, and he cuts to Joel McHale. I was like, oh, come on.
It's like that. Didn't The Simpsons do something like that, where it was like Soccer Mummy or something like that, where they did a parody of like those kind of films, like that, like a trailer where it's just like, you know.
Wait, what show? The Simpsons?
Yeah. I think it was an episode where Homer was getting sick of all the trailers that came before the movie, and one of those trailers was like a parody of like they brought him back to play the most important game of his lifetime. It's like Soccer Mummy. It's like
that's
mummy,
right. That's right.
Yeah, mummy
that's
playing
right.
football and stuff like that.
Amazing.
And there's a joke that's like, I can't remember the joke. I don't want to quote it wrong, but like it was.
Is it like Frankenstein pretending to be a soccer mom or something?
No, it's like I'll find it. I mean, I'll message it. Yeah.
Soccer Mummy?
Yeah, Soccer Mummy.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yes. I remember this. I just remember the was it The Simpsons? Hang on, I have to think about what I was just talking about. Oh, this is from Jaws Wired Shut. Oh, this is one of like the better later season episodes. The one where Homer gets his mouth shut.
Yeah.
He has to like communicate through like just writing and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. My favorite Simpsons movie theater joke is the one where it's like guess the celebrity, and you know it's clearly supposed to be like Tom Hanks, and then Lisa's like, oh, it's obviously Tom Hanks, and then it's like Atom Shank. And it's like an Indian actor.
Yeah. Apu correcting Lisa right next to it. Yeah.
Atom Shank. And I love that episode. He just says it so like lovingly. It's wonderful at the end. Oh, he's very proud of Adam Shank.
Wait, then right after it did? Is that the one where it's Mr. Burns?
Is that the Soccer Mommy episode? Is that the same episode?
No. No, actually, no. That was no. I think that's it. That's the Jaws Wide Shut one. I think that might be in that one. Oh, gosh, it's been so long. But I mean, I think about. Yeah, I mean, I get you. That's a funny moment. I also think about the one where Mr. Burns like parodies the trailer for Toys, and
that is one of the most deep cut. I'm sure at the time people understood it, but I feel like if people watch that today, they would not understand what that's referencing at all.
Yeah, I didn't understand it until I like actually saw the trailer for Toys, and I was like, hang on, I've seen this. You know.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because it must have been. It's a nonsense. Well, not nonsense, but it's just a nothing trailer almost, which I think it's good and bad because in one way it's like, you know, like it doesn't really give the film away, but at the same time it's also like, what is this film? You know, it's just Robin Williams riffing in a field.
Yeah, it's I don't know why. There probably is like a Wikipedia entry on why they did the trailer like that, but I think there's two reasons that come to my mind instantly. It's one, it's Robin Williams. So Robin Williams was like white hot at that point in terms of just like box office success. Like,
sure.
You know, he's coming off of what's he coming off? Oh, like Dead Poet Society. So like, you know, really, really big as both a comedic and a dramatic actor at that. And Aladdin was that year. Aladdin was 92. Wow. So like, but he's still big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's why. But my other guess is maybe they just didn't have any footage yet of the movie, but they wanted to advertise it.
Yeah, it does. It definitely just looks like a last-minute idea, you know. But I guess it was like, you know, well, it's Robin Williams. He can just do whatever he wants and stuff, so.
I think they were also trying to sell how grand the movie was supposed to be in terms of just, like, because if you watch the movie, it is crazy. It is a was like a blank check movie basically, because Barry Levinson had just done Rain Man, which was like the biggest movie of like 1988 or 89 or something like that. No, Batman was 89. 88 is Rain Man. So Barry Levinson just got to do whatever he wanted basically. So they gave him a check to do whatever, and it was just this movie about like a toy company that's got it. But it's in scope, it's just crazy because it was like the world's largest soundstage. It might have been Pinewood. It might have been Pinewood Studios out in London, but it is crazy. They built like entire massive sets for this kind of small stretch of land that the toy company was located on. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie, but
I feel like I have, but it was also like, I think I watched it quite young, so I feel like it's also like a film that I feel like, did I dream that? Like, did I?
It is absolute. We've talked about this before about movies that you can only describe with like, you can't describe the plot, you just describe things you saw in the movie. So, or maybe I talked to somebody about it recently, but like, it's like the movie where like Robin Williams has like a little hand puppet, and it's like he's trying to remember what it is, or like where LL Cool J is like a military guy with weird like a weird costume.
Oh my god, LL Cool J was in the film as well.
Or Joan Cusack has a pink plastic wig on.
Yeah.
And then also she's a robot at the end. I remember that twist as a kid. I was like, wait, what? I didn't understand it. It was like, why is she a robot? But no, it's a fascinating movie. Content wise, it's a little like, hey, the big bad military people are trying to like corrupt our toy company. But I will say visually it's like gorgeous. It's a gorgeous movie to look at. So I do think that makes up for some of the things that are a little lesser about it. I like the cast too. Robin Williams, Joan Cusack, LL Cool J, and then I forgot who played the military brother. Because I always think it's like Gene Hackman, but it's not him. It's not even like close to that. Toys movie, 1992. Barry Levinson. Oh, Robin Wright is in it. That's right. And then Donald O'Connor, Jack Warden. Okay, cool. Jamie Foxx is in this?
Where?
Man, I don't know. And Yeardley Smith is in it too, the voice of Lisa. So that ties in. Oh, is that why they did the reference? Because technically Yeardley Smith is in this movie.
Oh.
They also did another thing with her where they referenced another project she was in. She was on a show called Herman's Head, where it was kind of like Inside Out before Inside Out. It was like an average guy's head, and they would show like 5 people in his head controlling all of his decisions. Like there's a scene where like Lisa like snickers to herself, and like Marge's like, "What are you laughing at?" And she's like, "Oh, nothing. I was just thinking of a joke I heard on Herman's Head." And it's such a funny show. But yeah, I wonder if it was just because Yeardley was in it. That's funny. Oh my gosh, you guys are hearing us talk about. But there's still somehow 4 people in here. Thank you guys so much for coming. You guys just hear us talk about weird movies from the 90s. But yeah, what a very bizarre trailer. I don't think we'd ever get anything like that again, right?
No way. I mean, I think about a lot of 90s films that we just won't get nowadays.
Also the advertising is so different now. And I'm sorry, we're going to talk about boring stuff like advertising, I guess, but I just think the way movies kind of were pitched back then were on star power and not IP power, which is kind of wild. Like, it's like even for like IP being made back then, like you would do a reboot of like I don't know, Beverly Hillbillies, but guess what? Ernest, is playing the dad. Or you would do Lost in Space, but it's William Hurt as the dad or something. Like, so it was still like on star power, but now it just feels like let's just remake something. The kind of closest thing I can think of today, which is I saw recently that they're doing a television remake of The Burbs, the Tom Hanks movie. It's like, I love that movie. It's an incredibly funny movie. But they're selling it like with Keke Palmer, which is really cool, I think. I'm glad that like more stars are like getting their name out there rather than like you're just gonna go see like the newest Marvel movie. Because I remember I think it was Anthony Mackie had said like they don't sell stars anymore. They just sell like toys, basically. They sell superheroes and stuff like that. So to seeing that kind of change from like watching celebrities kind of get pitched, which I mean, it kind of should be that way. Celebrities and the art, like that should be how it is. Like the star and the writer and the director should be kind of like the main pitch for these things. But I feel like we're kind of losing sight of that a little bit. But I mean, I'm glad that's still a thing in animation, kind of turning it back to animation. I'm glad that a lot of indie stuff the creators are getting bigger now. Obviously, like Gooseworks and who else? Dana Terrace and like a bunch of those people are. Hang on 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna mute really quick. Sorry. It's this moment. Oh my God. Sorry about that, guys. My girlfriend just texted me and I thought it was like a serious thing because she typed in all caps, Gary. And I was like, oh God, what happened? And I was like, so I just muted and she's like, I saw the Peanut Mobile.
What? Okay, what? Context?
It was like, what? The Peanut Mobile?
Like a literal... Like, what were we talking about? Like, because I know there's a car called the Peanut, or is it literally a peanut with wheels?
I have to look this. I think it's for the Planters Peanuts. Hang on, I gotta look this up. Peanut Mobile. Oh, it's this thing. It is a Planters thing. It is Planters. The Planters Peanut Mobile. It is a giant peanut that's a car.
Okay. Is it like a is it like a one seat?
It's got multiple seats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hang on, let me get a picture.
Yeah, throw it up.
Yeah. The Peanut Mobile. Oh my God, I got scared there for a second. I was like, did my girlfriend get like a car crash or something? Once again, the heavy topics. I apologize, people, but I think I'm in a very weird state of mind today. This is what happens when I plan streams last minute. I apologize. But here's the Peanut Mobile.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You throw that up on screen. Show everybody the Peanut Mobile.
I spat almost everywhere.
If this stream gets buried, don't be surprised. If I decide to unlist this stream.
Oh, come on. Well, you know.
No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. We've got 7 concurrent viewers. Wonderful. Thank you for everyone for showing up. I truly appreciate it.
Let me try.
But yeah, you're coming in on one of the most odd stream of consciousness streams ever. But yeah, you can show them the Peanut Mobile.
I'm getting it up.
Cool.
Ooh, massive.
For those coming in, we're just doing a free draw stream today. Feel free to recommend things, but also feel free to donate to our Ko-fi, whatever. If you want to throw us a couple bucks, I will have Jack draw something for you. Yeah.
I mean, I mean, I gotta give it to like whoever like did the sculpture for the car, for the vehicle, because that's
wonderful, right?
Yeah, it's the detail. It's like those grooves that are like to replicate that peanut look. Amazing.
Yeah. I just love that this is the first stream where I have a proper mic set up and I'm just like losing my mind.
It's always good to it's good to get a little bit loose every once in a while. So I think I get a little silly. And then my form of silly is like, let me talk about death. Very dark sense of humor, clearly. But anyway, wanted to say something about. Yeah, I was saying it was like it's cool now that like I feel like specifically for animation and because indie animation is becoming such a thing,
that the artists are getting more recognition, obviously. Dana Terrace, Gooseworks, and then also, Worthy Kids, and all those people are doing like amazing work. And I feel like for years, especially in the 90s, animators kind of got like, they didn't really get to be like, I wouldn't say the word, famous is probably a good word, but like, they didn't get like the level of notoriety that they probably deserved. So I love the fact that we are kind of in that era now, and that like cons are a bigger thing, and then just them getting to talk about their stuff is like more of a thing. That's awesome. I was thinking about how in the 90s, like the closest thing we had to that was like, obviously there were cons, but they were much more niche. They weren't these like big $200 for the weekend event things. They were like, pay $20, you get in for 3 days. But I was gonna say, back then the closest thing we kind of had to that was like, if you watched Nickelodeon, you would sometimes get like an interview with the creator of like Rocko's Modern Life, and it would be like a 30-second segment. You know what I'm talking about? Joe Murray would come on. And
Yeah.
Marcus said, reminds me of famous monster mags. The FX guys were absolute rock stars. Yeah, I mean, Fangoria was like a big thing for it. Starlog and Fangoria were like where you would go to hear about these creators and everything. But once again, just not on the same level as like, hey, I'm an animator that put something out on YouTube and it got big, and you can follow me on social media and meet me at a con, and it's an event now. Whereas back then, like I said, it was like, $15-20 to go to a con and shake Tom Savini's hand, which was awesome. I kind of wish we could bring that back in a way, but at the same time, I'm glad they're getting like the respect they deserve now, comparatively to being kind of like, wheeled in to do this at a con with a bunch of people being like, in episode 249 of Star Trek, you wore this costume, but in episode 275, it's this costume, or I don't know, like just something like, it's I feel like the broader audience kind of helps with kind of like just the kind of engagement people get now, and it's better for the artists, I think. I mean, I'm not trying to dump on niche nerds. I'm like that too, but I just think it must be nicer to have like a broader, more diverse audience these days, comparatively to like, dudes coming out of their basement.
Sure. I mean, I mean, from what I learned from seeing because the thing is that still happened today. The fact, I mean, it's not that it never went away, but like you saw it recently with Stranger Things, right? With how people reacted to
absolutely, yeah.
The final episode, and then like apparently with all, I mean, granted, I just watched the what's his name? I'm not awful what names again. What's his name? The row worker-head guy.
Not Jack's films.
No.
I know exactly what you're talking. Why? Drew Gooden.
Drew Gooden. Is it Drew Gooden? Okay. Yeah.
I was only saying Jack's films as watching this morning. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, yeah, it was Drew Gooden, and he recently did a video essay about how the creators behind Stranger Things are just they really just fell off during that last season, and just
I watched this video yesterday. Yeah.
In the interviews, they just don't know. They're just like, they just really didn't know explain things, and how, especially that documentary that came out as well, didn't really give them any favors in terms of like, why they struggled in terms of like the final, like it kind of just made them look bad in terms of like, because especially for a show like this, it mattered, and to the point where people were trying to like cope online about like secret episode, and and based upon all these things that like happened in it, and trying to find the cope really of like, that's inevitably in the end it was just because it was a poorly written last season, so
yeah. And then they tried to do the what is it called? What was the movement called? The not Conspiracy Gate. What was it called? What was it called? Hang on, I can't even remember. Stranger Things.
Was it just like what, like about the final, like the secret episode? Conformity Gate. Gotcha.
Yeah. Thank you, K Master. Appreciate it. Conformity Gate was interesting. It's it's funny because Drew's take on it was so fascinating because everyone was like, look how stupid this is. They actually believe this, and it's like Drew's like, no. Of course they believe it because it was just that kind of underwhelming for certain people, like it was tough for them to kind of like understand that this was it. And so they, in a way, they got kind of creative with it. You know what I mean? And I think in a way it was kind of cool. It was like, look at all these things they forgot, but it was kind of just more like, that's just like a happenstance, that doesn't mean, although now and I don't know if it was Moist Critical I was listening to talk about it or somebody else talking about Conformity Gate, but they were talking about how like, well, now what's going to happen is that, well, of course the Duffer Brothers are going to get called back in, or somebody else will get called back in, because I think they're at Paramount now, but like somebody else will get called back in to bring the rest of the cast together, and they won't do like a full thing, but they'll probably do like a little addendum to like the series.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they'll probably do like a little epilogue or something like that. Because like people are like, they want it that bad. Could you imagine if the Super Bowl thing is real though, that like somebody they like put out like a little teaser or something?
Wild. I mean, who knows, right? I mean, well, hopefully not, because then it's, well, I mean, yeah, it'll be insane.
It would be the single most well thought out, like, fooled ya, like, ever. And I just don't think, I sincerely don't think television production thinks like that right now.
No.
I mean, like, that feels like something that would be like a YouTuber would do that. You know what I mean? Like a YouTube creator would do that.
Yeah.
That's it, but it's interesting because I do wonder now though if like somebody will look at Conformity Gate and be like, oh, how do we replicate that? How do we make a bad season and then like, or a bad finale, and then like, be like, haha, we gotcha. That's not the real finale. I guarantee you somebody will try to do that now. I guarantee you somebody will try to do that now if Stranger Things doesn't do it first. But I don't know. I think, not to dig too deep into it, I think, the reason I kind of fell off Stranger Things was that it was just taking too long to come out. And I think that the hype kind of dies down eventually, It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. It's if you take 10 years to make a show, that show isn't going to really sustain its relevancy. But it's different if you had like a season every year. That's one thing. But if it was 5 seasons in 10 years or 5 seasons in 11 years or something like that, that was kind of the issue, I think.
I think, it does feel like, studios seem to realize that to make things worthwhile or keep sort of the momentum going in a show, you have to, especially if it's like a story-driven drama or a show, whatever. It's like you have to be more annual with the releases in terms of like and not keep it to a point where you wait every couple of years, because that's really going to slow down the momentum and interest, because people's interests go to somewhere else and such like that more often now than ever. So I know that I only think about like how they did it back in the day when shows like Lost or I don't know, Breaking Bad, maybe, it's shows like that kept the momentum up and the interest up. I mean, help say they were good, they were, for the most part, very good written shows, but like they were all intriguing, intriguing plot lines, but also they kept it to a regular release schedule where it didn't falter and it didn't the interest. I mean, it just feels like, then again, I guess it has to be a balance, right, in terms of like, you gotta give in the time to make sure what you've written for the show is good enough to be ready to shoot and to be completed within a more routine routine showing and film and production. So it's a balance, right? It's a tough balance. But then again, I think about, they managed to do that back in the day in like obviously the 2000s and 90s and before that. So it's like,
Yeah, with like stuff like Lost, they were able to kind of like keep that momentum up, and like Lost was like 15 episodes a season too. You know what I mean? Like it had to sustain like a certain time period, but also like I feel like, I mean, I know people have their opinions on the ending of Lost, and I feel like some people kind of got bored at the end. I mean, that's more because the seasons went on too long. I feel like the show went on for too long.
Right.
But with Stranger Things, I just think like, I don't know. I just think stringing 5 seasons over 10 years is like a big ask, I think, for people to hang on to that. And not even really fill in supplemental material of just like of like here's this little side project we're doing for Stranger Things in the meantime. It was just it's so odd that they're doing a Hungry says this is like what talking nonsense. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Are we talking nonsense, Jack? I hope not. I think we're making pretty good points. I think we're making our points.
Did you see the title of the stream? We're drawing and talking. It's what's advertised. Now, granted, it is the talking nonsense, and what we're drawing is ridiculous. Who's to say? You know.
Yeah, I mean, you're drawing. I'm assuming you're gonna be drawing. Cody bought the Peanut Mobile.
Oh, I was going to consult, sort of like, you know, see what who do you reckon was going to draw, who'd be in the Peanut Mobile?
Oh, would Mark buy the Peanut Mobile?
I was thinking Mark, because you know he's nuts. No, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yes. Okay. No, ignore everything I just said. It's got to be Mark.
Okay.
But yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna do.
Yeah, I just think I think stringing a show along for 10 years on 5 seasons and not doing supplemental material in between is kind of like, you know, it's interesting to say the least. But I also think it's I mean, also like I mean, I know people pointed this out, but the actors just got older, and it's just like, I really feel like they should have written to that a little bit more, where it's like it follows them over 10 years would have been. Because I don't think it does, right? Like they're only a couple years older than when they started, right?
Yeah, I mean, gosh, I fell off after season 2. Yeah, I think a lot of people did. But
it's weird because season 3 is where it really started becoming like, it was like a cultural phenomenon before that, but I feel like season 3 is where it really hit like the mainstream, because it really like did the 80sification of like the show, where like they really started leaning in towards the 80s tropes.
Right.
But yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I would have to go back and watch. I know people loved season 4, so there's that, and that was mostly because of the Eddie Munson character. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can't say much of the quality of the show. I just feel like as a viewer, it was just like the links between waiting for seasons kind of got to me after a while, and I kind of started to lose interest.
I mean, I really do feel. I mean, I don't know, but well, because I do think about like some people on that, you know, the people who worked on the show, and like, you know, I just wish someone was pushing for, because it's like, despite like, you know, I know it's like a, you know, I mean, the Duffer Brothers, you know, they made it say, oh, it's quite hard to like. I mean, I don't know. Their excuses weren't much, you know. But even then, it's just like, you know, like even, you know, your excuses for like why you kind of struggle and stuff like that. It's like, you know, it's understandable, but at the same time, it's like, just you could have just used the time that you had in between all that just to really like focus down and like, you know, realize what you have. I mean, I mean. I didn't actually. It's funny because it was only until like this last season that like I found out actually what the Duffer Brothers looked like. You know, because I thought they were quite aloof or like don't. I mean, they have interviews obviously during the whole season, but you know, it's not like. I mean, I don't know. I never went out to like look for like public interviews of like, you know, them in person interviews and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think, you know, I think. It's tough because I think what really captured in those first couple of seasons anyway, it's like they more or less nailed it, but then I feel like they got into a sort of, it must have felt like they got sort of like caught in the corner where it's just like stuck in a corner where it's just like you didn't know where else to really go with it in terms of like
Yeah.
I mean I don't know yeah it's just I
think I think that show would have worked wonderfully as just like a one season wonder kind of thing. I really do, because the first season's so good.
Yeah, the first season's great.
Second season, I know some people. I think the second season was good from what I remembered, but it was just the weight that kind of killed me. And yeah, they kind of wrote themselves into a corner, like you're saying, Jack, where it's just like there's just too much to pay off in the end. You know, like there's too much stuff to kind of resolve, and if you don't do that, the fans are going to be kind of upset, I think. And they tried, I guess, but you know, it was what it was. I mean, there's a lot of shows. I mean, there's shows that I love that I feel like went on too long. I feel like Scrubs is a show I grew up with, and I loved Scrubs. Scrubs obviously a huge influence on Failing Upward, but there came a point where I think it ends on its own terms. I think it ends in season 7 or 8, and I think but by that last season it was getting a little like, okay, let's wrap it up, guys. So it ends and I was like, okay, that was a good ending. You know, I got a little tear out of me. It was nice. I like the last segment with, you know, Zach Braff looking at his future, and then the Peter Gabriel cover of Book of Love is playing. Yeah, it's really good, and I like that. That's nice. But then they brought it back. It's like Scrubs Interns or something, or Scrubs Med School, and I'm like, but they didn't call it that. They called it Scrubs Season 9. And I was like, what are they doing? So that and then they're bringing it back again, and I'm like, no. Just let it have its ending. It doesn't. I saw the wonderful future those characters are gonna have. You don't need to show it to me again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like people need to know when to end things. One of my favorite shows, concurrent to Scrubs, was there was a show Jay Baruchel was in called Man Seeking Woman, and it's 3 seasons and 30 episodes, and it's fucking awesome.
Oh, cool.
And I'm just like, it's so cool. Like, I appreciate the fact that they didn't overdo it. I think they probably wanted to do another season, but they were like, you know, it's FX, so FX doesn't do super long shows unless they're massive successes. So I appreciated that it kind of ended on its own terms. Everything wraps up very, very nicely, and it was perfect for that. I don't understand. You know, like a lot of sitcoms in back in the day went on for way too long. I'm sure the one example that's been made fun of a million times that we brought up earlier was Family Matters. Family Matters. I don't know if you're familiar with it, Jack. It's the Steve Urkel show.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Because sorry. Because I was trying to think of like there's a lot of family-centric shows. I'm trying to think about.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The big one though, Family Matters.
It has the most. Now that I say that, it has the most generic title for how wacky that show gets.
Yeah.
But it's the joke is Family Matters, so it's like things that families do, but then also Family Matters. Like, hey, Family Matters.
Yeah.
Bless everybody on that show. They really stuck with it, which was nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, that show is fascinating because they do the first season, and it's a very normal kind of working class blue collar sitcom. Dad's a cop, and they have a family of like 3 or 4 kids or something, and that's kind of the idea. It's like the average 90s African American family, and it was that's what it was pitched as. And then they create this Steve Urkel character who's supposed to be a one-off character, as a joke character that's taking the daughter to prom. And that character gets such a rave reception that they're like, okay, well, we'll have him be a reoccurring character. He'll be like the wacky next door neighbor. Seems good enough. And for a couple seasons, it was that, and the show kind of maintained its course of what it was supposed to be. And then like seasons 5 and 6 start rolling around, and it's like, well, now Steve can just invent anything he wants. He can invent a chamber that turns him into Bruce Lee, or a chamber that turns him hot, or he can make a robot double of himself.
Yeah.
And suddenly all the initial concept of the show kind of gets pushed back. And it's just like, they keep going though. Well, now, like Steve, and there's an episode where Steve and Carl, the dad, like shrink down and they're on this the kitchen counter and they have to figure out how to get big again. And it's just like, at what point do you go like, is this too much? Like, should we stop the show? And ABC eventually drops it, and then season 9 gets moved to CBS.
Oh, jeez.
And it's like, and now Steve and Carl are pirates in an episode. They go back in time and they're pirates. And then the last episode is Steve Urkel goes to space. It's a 2-parter.
That's the last episode?
Like, at what point do you... I sincerely believe... I sincerely don't believe that, like, Steve Urkel had that much sustainability. I mean, I love Jaleel White. He's a wonderful comic actor, and he did the best with what he had. And he's also the voice of Sonic, so you can't take that away from him. But I just, like, at what point are you like, is this ridiculous at this point?
Yeah. I think about didn't Key and Peele did that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that's the epitome of it, kind of thing, because it's even So
he turns everybody into Urkel.
I'm surprised that's not.
He turns Carl into a car and drives him to the Monaco Grand Prix.
Yeah.
So good. Yes, it is, but it's just like I don't think there are many shows that have gotten that crazy. Although there is one in recent, like in the last couple years. There was a show called, I think it's called Till Death, I think. And it was just like an average kind of like, once again, like blue collar sitcom about like, what's his name? What's his name? Brad Garrett. Brad Garrett's the brother on Everybody Loves Raymond, but he's a ton of voices. He's so many voices. He's also on the back cover of ELO's Discovery. He's on that for some reason. I don't know. What were you gonna say?
Right. Is he? I didn't know that.
He's the guy with the scimitar.
That's him?
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up the image right now.
Yeah, on the back, not the front.
Yeah, on the back.
Yeah.
How old? What? I mean, I'm looking at it. I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to like really like focus in on like. No, mate.
Yeah.
I don't even recognize.
He's just very young.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can't really recognize him, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. I might be thinking of the wrong... I think I'm thinking of the wrong show here. But there was a show recently that I can't remember title of, but season 4 gets... It might be this one. It might be this one. Season 4 gets super like meta and like starts acknowledging that the show is a show. Yeah, it's this. Yeah, it's this one. It's this one. They keep changing the girl who plays like a girlfriend. They keep changing the actress.
Right.
And they acknowledge it, and it's very weird. But I like shows that at least play into that. I feel like Family Matters was very much like, no, this is canon. Like this is just how this world works. Whereas that other show was very much like, no, we were very aware that this is getting stupid. I don't know. I can't think of many other shows that really push like the stupid jump the. I mean, except for the original, which is Happy Days, that literally jumps the shark.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair, Happy Days also had an episode where Robin Williams plays an alien that got spun off into its own show. Which
I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that for the longest time. I didn't realize that was all.
Yeah, Mork is from Happy Days, which is crazy. Also, I sound very old right now. I apologize. I sound so old knowing what Mork and Mindy is. I watched a really good. There was a really good short, which is a weird thing to say. A really good short I came across, but it was why, millennials and Gen X have such a large frame of reference for media, whereas younger Gen Z, and then Gen Alpha don't. And then the elder Gen Z is kind of in the middle, but it's because of reruns. It's
right, yeah,
it's reruns that kind of like solidified all this pop culture into our heads, and they don't have that anymore. Now kids just have streaming, and they don't have to watch things they don't want to watch. But back in the day, it's like, well, what's on? Well, okay, well, Happy Days is on, and then I Love Lucy and all this stuff, and you would just watch it because it was on, and you would either like it or you didn't. But sometimes you just had to go with what was on. My favorite genre of YouTube comment is finding an intro for an old show, and then like the top comment is always like, "Oh, when this theme song came on, I always knew it was time to go to bed."
That's really sweet.
So it was either like Taxi or MASH or like any of those shows. It's like you hear the music start and it's like, well, bedtime.
Oh, bless.
Yeah. Yeah. Parkour and Prankster. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. This is a very wacky, silly stream. I had a good idea for a drawing, by the way.
Shoot. I'll do it
I
after
had an
this
idea.
one.
It was JC finds a cursed album or something. I don't know what would be a cursed. What would a cursed album do to JC? Melt your ear, brains would melt out her ears or something.
Yeah, it would probably literally be like Raiders of the Lost Ark, where
absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Do not listen.
Yeah, what would the album be though? What would cause that effect?
man, what's
so many easy jokes.
I know. You know what's funny? I was thinking about this recently because I did a live stream where I was just hanging out and talking, but it was somebody asked like, "Oh, why did you choose the Too Legit to Quit album for Emerson to pick up?" And I'm like, honestly, it was no shade against Hammer. I quite like the Too Legit to Quit album. I think it's a very interesting turning point for Hammer because he has to go bigger than the last album, and it's all original beats, which I thought was really interesting, and that was cool. And it has like a CNC Music Factory vibe to it, which is fun. I like that kind of 90s production. I kind of miss the bombast of that. It was how loud music used to be.
Now you're sounding like now you're sounding dated, Gary. That was how loud music used to be back in the day.
Meanwhile, I was like 2 when that album came out, or was like 3 when that album came out. Like I'm talking like I lived it.
What was your earliest music memory?
Ooh, I was thinking about this recently. I was thinking because like obviously like it might be Power of Love, like Huey Lewis, because I watched Back to the Future so much. We watched that all the time at my house, all the time.
Cool.
So I think it might be like Power of Love. But obviously my mom loved the Beatles and stuff like that. So I grew up with a lot of Beatles stuff and the Beach Boys. And I remember James Brown was also like an early memory too. I Feel Good was a massive just because I Feel Good was in like every movie back then too. I feel like a lot of my earliest music memories are attributed to movies.
Right, cool.
Yeah. So Parkour and Prankster asks, by the way, is this a chill stream or a Q&A stream? I'm fine with both. You can ask questions, guys. Ask questions. Like this stream is for you guys to interact with us. We're more than happy to answer questions. So yeah. So what was I gonna say? What's your earliest music memory, Jack?
Well, I think because I barely remember because I've got literally I don't really remember much from when I was really young. But apparently, according to my that's a lie because I think my earliest music memory, and I can clarify this with my mom because I think she helped me remember as well. Is that I was listening. There's a band called the Fun Loving Criminals.
Scooby Snacks.
Scooby Snacks, yeah. And I think, granted, I don't know if that was the track that was playing, but like my earliest music memory was apparently hugging the speaker while a Fun Loving Criminals was playing. I don't know which song. I'm hoping it wasn't Scooby Snacks because I shouldn't be listening to that and I'm like 1 or 2. Taking in the Pulp Fiction.
I used to listen to that in high school.
And just playing that out like, hopefully it was the censored version. But yeah, it was like, I think that was probably like just hugging the speaker while like Scooby Snacks or like the theme song was playing. I don't know. The stick 'em up punks, the fun-loving criminals. Probably that's my earliest music memory. It probably explains why I got really bad hearing though.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I used to be. I mean, like, I'm surprised my eyes aren't burnt out yet. I used to. When I was a kid, back when you had CRT TVs, I was such a stupid kid. I put my face against like the CRT TV just to feel like the prickle of like the static coming up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was weird. That was like when I was 2 or 3. I used to do that. And my mom's like, "Just get away from the TV." I'm like, "It's fuzzy."
Well, yeah. Well, I don't. I mean, you don't know. You don't know. That's the thing. You don't know any better until you probably find out later on. Like, oh, why are my eyes like, stuff like that. So it's I mean, I will say nowadays, guys, if you're over 30 at least, well, actually no, wear earbuds to concerts nowadays. Do that because it'll help in the long
or
run.
Stand in the back. Either stand in the back or wear earbuds. I try to stand in like the middle. But I can't do up front anymore. I hate going home and my ears feel full for like hours. Hate it so much. But I love going to concerts, so it sucks. Like it's just as I get older, I don't think my ears can handle it quite as well as they used to. I like this Piper, by the way.
Just chill into some good old jams. Yeah.
So K Master says return the LP or suffer my curse. What's your offer? What's your offer? Man, to be fair, I mean, Ramsey's never made an offer to Eustace. Come on. What a wonderful show. I love Courage so much. Are you a big Courage fan, Jack?
Yeah, I mean, it was the kind of show that I was. I mean, because I was again, I'm not a big fan of horror films in general. And I think that also traded back to when I was young as well.
It freaked you out as a kid?
Yeah, so I mean, it did, but then again, because it was, you liked the character Courage, and then Eustace and Muriel, so it's just like you kind of like rooting for this dog to like save the day or whatever like that. I mean, the scene, and I think for a lot of people, the scene that kind of like traumatized me a bit was the Courage is going through all these doors and like.
I know exactly what you're talking
about. You know it. Yeah. Like, it's like a girl combing her hair, and then she turns around, it's like, and then Courage is like shot by that. That's probably one of the scariest moments for me.
Oh yeah, that's the stop motion.
Yeah. I don't know what everyone was talking about with Return the Slab. That's definitely not scary. I don't know what it was.
I thought it was so funny as a kid. I thought that was so funny. His janky animation was amazing.
Yeah.
He's kind of like he has like 5 frames of animation, like a sway animation. It's great.
Yeah.
So good. I liked Courage, and what I found so fascinating was my aunt, my great aunt, but I called her my aunt. My aunt introduced me to a lot of cartoons as a kid, so she would introduce me to all the Fleischer stuff. So Felix isn't Fleischer. Felix isn't Fleischer, right? No, that's but like Popeye and Superman and stuff like that, like those cartoons, like Betty Boop and stuff like that. She was a big fan of that.
Oh, cool.
My mom used to say, my mom used to talk about how she's like, your aunt had the cruddiest, like crustiest VHSs of those, like clearly bought at like a swap meet.
No.
But that kind of added to like the effect, you know what I mean? Like that's that kind of like that hiss under them, like is kind of what made it. But I showed her Courage, and she loved Courage. She was just like, this feels like a show that would have been a thing in like the 30s or 40s. Like it feels like a series of cartoons that would have been around back then, except obviously updated with like modern humor and stuff. But the conceit of it, like a dog that's trying to save like a family from like all these scary things, I could see Courage kind of being like an old school kind of Fleischer cartoon in a way. There's definitely influence there, but it's obviously buried by John's like insanity.
Yeah.
And I say that very lovingly. I've met John, and he's a very nice gentleman. We talked when I worked for Troma. We talked for a little bit before the interview. And he's just like, oh, what do you like right now? Like, what do you like? I'm like, oh, I'm getting into like a lot of mixed media stuff, and I said I think Gumball is really doing a good job of keeping that alive. He's like, I love Gumball. Like he was like really into that. He's like, and I asked him like, how did you come up with like a lot of the ideas for the mixed media stuff? And he was like, literally just whatever was on my mind. Like if I wanted something in there, I would put it in there. Like there was no necessary, like if it looked cool, I would do it. And there is some cool stuff in there. There is obviously the stop motion, but like the use of some live action clips is in there as well. Like CGI, the "you're not perfect" thing is. I think that's kind of creepy. That's not scary. This is creepy. This is unsettling. And if I had to think, honestly, the thing that kind of scared me most about Courage was there was an episode. I mean, the Doc Gerbil one. The way the music cuts out and you can't even hear the sound effects, and it's just that haunting choir. That kind of messed with me for a couple of nights. Like, because it wasn't even necessarily what was on screen was scary. It was almost like an analog horror thing where it's like, wait, is there something wrong with the episode? Like the way it just cuts out and there's no sound effects. The music is completely mismatched with what's going on screen.
Yeah.
And it's very eerie, and it made me feel very uncomfortable. So for a couple of nights, I had some trouble sleeping and just even watching TV because I thought something was going to happen if I changed the channel. But no, that one freaked me out pretty good. Yeah. Was there one other than the classic of the stop motion girl, Jack, that kind of got to you?
I can't really. No, I don't. I don't know. I mean, it was about being very trepidatious upon, or rather, like, if that's the right word, or rather just being very cautious upon, like, is this episode is it gonna be like fun scary, or just like is something gonna like, like I was slightly paranoid, being like, what if this is a really scary one this time, But I mean, usually they're not for the most part anyway. But with Courage, you never knew, because it was just like, every episode had like something about its atmosphere that was like, something could turn wrong. I mean, I think about, what was probably the first one I ever saw? I don't know. It was like, I think it was the one with the duck, maybe. The one with the duck.
Oh, the duck from outer space.
Yeah, maybe that one, or the Red Devil one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cats was kind of scary to me as a kid, but in a very weird way. Cats was very uncomfortable. The way his music is great.
Yeah.
I love that music. I think I heard it in something else recently, and I was like, why is the Cats music in this? I'd have to look it up, but Cats was kind of creepy. My favorite episode of the show is not a scary one. It's the episode with the robot that comes down from space, and he like enslaves Eustace and Muriel, and Courage, and he forces them to like chop wood so he can make his tiny little reindeer. And I love that episode because it's I forgot which voice actor it is, but he's doing like the robot has like a Christopher Walken voice. He's like, nobody would understand why I make tiny reindeer. And it's such like, it's a bizarrely touching episode about like, I have to do one thing, but I want to do another thing. And I think that was like a key artistic moment for me as a kid, because it was just like, yeah, I just want to write stuff, but I have to go to school. Like, it's one of those ones that like overlapped with like what I was going through at the time. Like, I wish I could sit down and write silly comics all day, or just like silly movie ideas, but like, yeah, you got to go to school and do stuff. But that was a great episode. Courage was also just really good at having really touching episodes too. I mean, the one with the mask is really good. That one's fantastic. But yeah, Courage is great. I'm sorry, has there ever been anything in a show from when you were a kid that scared you from a show that wasn't supposed to be scary, that just kind of caught you off guard?
I'm truly trying to dig, because because I watched a lot back then, so it's like I can't think of like any specific. Maybe the one that comes to mind, but I guess it was just there was a slight, the first time viewing it was slight creepy. Nowadays I find it hilarious. It's the Ren and Stimpy episode, Stimpy's Fan Club, where Ren has that like a soliloquy of just like him being paranoid, because he's answering Stimpy's fan letters, and he has that whole scene where it's just like, I was nice today, and the music's playing over.
Yeah.
His brain starts pulsing, and he's just staring over. So it's just this dialogue, and it's just very intense. And he's like cackling, and stuff like that. It's just so many great. I can quote that off. So like, he's a fool. Hello, how easily I can, like, his voice change.
No, there is definitely like a weirdness factor to that one that's like vividly unsettling. Conversely, like the episode of Doug, which now it's silly in retrospect, but the episode where he's scared of the movie, he can't watch it. He keeps going back to the movie, but he can't watch it with his eyes open. He keeps having to cover his eyes.
Oh.
But not. And then it turns out in the end that it's like nothing. It's like a guy in a costume. He's like, that's it. But the hype had scared everyone so much that nobody had seen it, which is I kind of always thought it was a really clever ending. But there's a fantasy sequence in that where like Porkchop starts talking and he sounds like Jack Nicholson, and as a kid it's vividly unsettling because Porkchop's not supposed to talk. But as an adult it's really funny. So that freaked me out as a kid. I mean, of course, there were just shows that were supposed to be scary. Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps?
Yeah.
Goosebumps. So, Are You Afraid of the Dark is objectively scarier than Goosebumps, in my opinion.
Sure. I can agree.
Yeah. It actually has like some actual decent jump scares in it. Goosebumps was unsettling unintentionally sometimes because the special effects were so bad.
Yeah.
There's an episode where it's like one of the Night of the Living Dummy episodes. I think it's Ryan Gosling, isn't it?
Wow.
And I don't think it's Ryan Gosling but it's like him and like it's his sister and his cousin, and they think they killed the dummy at the end, and they're all happy, and then the cousin's walking away, and then suddenly the cousin turns his head like 180 degrees, and it's a really bad special effect, but it scared the shit out of me because it looked so uncanny.
Oh, right.
It was so scary. It was so scary in retrospect, but now I'm just like, that looks stupid. Oh God.
Well, then, surely it there's some, because it's like it's so like unexpected and weird, right? That's probably what made it scary.
Saying,
right?
like, yeah, it's so unsettling because it looks weird. Yeah, absolutely. I gotta hang on. Head turn. Gosling, because Ryan Gosling is definitely in that episode. I'm fairly certain it's him. Ryan Gosling also has one of the creepiest episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark, where he plays the older brother in it, but there's an episode where like Ryan Gosling has a little brother who's like obsessed with death. He wants like the sensation of dying. He just wants. It's not because he's like sad or anything. He's just like morbidly obsessed with the concept of death. Now that I'm saying out loud, it's very heavy for a kid's show.
Jeepers.
So there's an episode where he finds a hearse and he hangs out in the back of it, and he tunes it to a radio station. And if you tune to that radio station, that means you're ready to die.
Ooh.
And he gets sucked into the radio station. The radio station's like a gateway to the afterlife. And
Goodness.
I don't know if it's like an objectively jump scare heavy episode, like scary episode, but the concept's really scary. But I mean, they have to offset it somehow. So the DJ is Gilbert Gottfried.
Right.
So, but he's good because he's like a bureaucrat in it. He's like, no, you turn the dial, now you're here. It's like it's very silly in that respect. But I remember that episode sticking with me because I'm like, wow, like I guess that can just happen.
Yeah.
I guess it made me scared of radios for a little bit.
Now, granted, did you watch? That was before you, because you hosted your college radio, right?
Yes.
Right,
And
okay.
oh my god, yeah. Maybe that got me into radio. Who knows?
Oh, okay. All right. I was gonna say, because I was like, if you watched it during that, it's like I resign. I can't do this anymore.
This was too scared. This was too spoopy. This was too scary. Way too scary. I have to find this episode with the head turning. Goosebumps. I think it was like Night of the Living Dummy 3. The fact that there were 3 of them. There was 4 of them technically, and then he had his own he had his own series. There's a wonderful podcast called Goosebuds where they go over all of these things. Show. Let me see. It is on YouTube. I can probably screenshot it. But yeah, I don't know. That's another thing kids don't have today. They don't have like horror anthology series, which is why I think Stranger Things did so well. Kind of turning back to that.
Oh, okay.
I legitimately think it's because kids want to be scared, and they don't have that outlet. So it's like, well, let's watch Stranger Things, because it's scary.
But,
oh man, this cuts off the bottom of the screen. Hang on, does it? Yeah, it cuts off the bottom of the screen. Damn, that's weird. But yeah, you understand what I'm saying when I say that, right? Where it's just like kids like spooky things, so it's just like, well, what's the spooky thing? Well, this stars kids, so I guess I'll watch it.
I mean, granted, that whole show though is also just a nod to that whole. I mean, it's that on top of like it's nuances of the 80s, but it's also just those kind of films where it's very horror centric and to a degree of like it odes to a lot of things of like its setting and those type of films and the characters and it kind of like it's a whole mishmash of like things that makes that show in general, on top of it being such a modern way to tell that story, but while also paying tribute to those kind of aspects, so I mean, it's why they probably nailed it so well the first time round, because they just it's aesthetic wise they just nailed it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I just think there were so many of these horror things back then, even beyond Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark. There was another series called like Bone Chillers that was like a big thing, and everyone was trying to jump on that. Kids, I found this shop, by the way. Thank you, Dailymotion. Thank you, Dailymotion. Always coming in clutch when YouTube can't. But here you go. This freaked me out as a kid. It looks so bad.
Is that even worth showing on stream?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, it is jarring. It is quite, it is quite a jarring. I imagine being like, what the hell? After probably, because if that's the final shot, then yeah, that's probably quite a jarring note to end on.
Yeah, absolutely. They see it and they're like, what the hell? And then he gets in the car and leaves. That's it. That's all you get.
That's all we're getting.
Yeah. Wonderful. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's also just interesting that kids. I think there's an interesting reversal going on right now where like a lot of adults like us are watching the more YA stuff that's for kids.
I've just shared it on stream, by the way. I changed my mind.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, it's hard because it's an image, so it's not really doing the motion of it justice. But if people know the episode or see it, you get what you get what's going on here. So.
Yeah. I was gonna say, was I gonna say? Yeah, I feel like there's an interesting switch where like I feel like a lot of 20-somethings and early 30-somethings are watching kind of like the YA shows because they're made by people our age and there's references for us in them. Like Gravity Falls and Amphibia and Owl House, like those shows are appealing to a slightly older demographic because they're made by those millennials kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now kids are watching older shows. Like they want to watch Stranger Things. They want to watch I don't know what's a show that kids are watching Succession. But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
Where it's
I know.
Like, or Rick and Morty, or they're watching like Rick and Morty or something. You know, like they want to watch shows that are for adults. It's very fascinating to me. Like nothing's quite hitting the right demographic. Everything's kind of askew in a weird way.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like that's just because there's like a lack of certain things for, I guess, like I said, I think for Stranger Things, like I do think obviously like it's obviously a homage to E.T. and all those 80s movies that's kind of capturing kids' imaginations. But I do think there's something to the fact that it is a horror thing. It is a little scary, and kids like scary things. So I think that's kind of why it's catching on. But like, it is an interesting switch. I mean, I know kids like Family Guy too. Like I know that for a fact. I have kids in my family that like Family Guy. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I was probably watching Family Guy before I was supposed to. And The Simpsons is an odd exception, I feel like, because The Simpsons has like multi-generational like content in it. It's like it can be like a wholesome story about like, you know, Bart and Homer, but it could also be like a scathing satire on like the American workforce.
Yeah.
And there could also be risque jokes in it. There could be swearing and stuff, but it's a very weird. That's a show I feel like we've never really replicated in terms of like, no, like anybody in the family can watch this. Like it is a little risque, but you can watch it. My parents let me watch The Simpsons. They did. Surprisingly, the one my mom was like, I mean, I didn't care because I just watched it anyway, but like the one my mom didn't want me to watch was King of the Hill, which in retrospect is like the most such a tame show. I think it was because she knew it was from the creator of Beavis and Butthead.
Oh.
And I don't think I wasn't allowed to watch Beavis and Butthead, but it was one of those things my mom would side-eye us if like she saw us watching it.
Oh, okay.
Especially my older sister, she'd be like, "Don't watch that." But then my sister also just watched the hell out of Daria. So, but yeah, no, interesting. I feel like we don't have those kind of crossover shows anymore. I guess once again, like Stranger Things might be that then. Maybe that is the thing. But Stranger Things has like flat out gore in it too. So I don't know. Such a fascinating way TV works. I love this JC, this world weary I've just picked up a curse JC.
I was trying to remember like what's a good because I was trying to think of like a good reference of like what's a good reference, and you know, you go back to the retro horror comics back in the day, and I don't know if you're familiar with the Black Cat cover with the guy like holding like a radium and his like hand and face is melting. You know, that's the reference I'm going off from here anyway. So
I'm gonna look that up. It sounds very familiar.
Yeah, I think you'll know it when you see it because it's within.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
you got it.
This is like a Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah,
it's like a Tales from the Crypt. Yeah, that was another show I watched when I wasn't supposed to, for sure. That was a show that is very much not for kids. So much so that they made a kids version of it.
Yes. Yeah.
That's another one that like I guess it's supposed to be scary, but even as a kid I was like, this is kind of lame. But there was an episode that like there was a book of an episode that was in my third grade classroom. There was a book, like a picture book, the Tales from the Crypt Keeper picture book, which also very suspect to have, because I feel like I went to a Catholic school when I was a kid, so the fact that it was in there is kind of crazy. So I remember flipping through. It was about like a kid whose dad, or his dad or his uncle was like a fisherman, and he's like a really savvy. He doesn't throw the fish back after he catches. He like wants to slice them up and everything. And of course, you know, the twist is like the fish start fishing him, and this is almost like, you know, the inverse of Hooks from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
So like, but I just remember like it shows like a can of tuna, but it's got like the picture of the uncle on it at the end. That kind of freaked me out. I was like, oh, that's kind of unsettling. They're gonna eat him. They're actually gonna eat him. Oh my gosh. Tales from the Crypt Keeper. What a wonderful show.
Just trying to decide like what's a good bad record. What would make you feel this way?
It can't be like a cool bad record. It can't be like a Wesley Willis or a Shags, because those are legitimately fun records. Jeez, what's a record that's come out recently that's really bad?
Oh.
I'm not doing the new Taylor Swift one. We're not doing that one.
No, that's Easy Shot. Come on.
Easy Shot. And I don't want to Swifties.
Of
you guys
course.
have your thing. I'm not going to rain on your
Of
parade.
course. I've got it. It's easy. Absolutely, you know. Hey, I'll draw it and you can guess what it is.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Is it the new Arcade Fire?
No. Again, that's.
Is it the new Tame Impala?
Again, that's no. Hey, come on. Let's be kind to Kevin. He just wanted to try something new. You wanted to be a bit more dancey.
Dracula's a really bad song. He's never going to escape that. I'm sorry. Dracula's awful.
Which one? The
Dracula, the one he did, that big song that he had this year.
You don't like that one?
No, it wasn't for me. Once again, I respect that dude's place in music history. Currents is obviously like one of the best albums of that era. Like, he's never gonna get that taken away from him. But there's something about like it's very hard to go pop. I feel like it's very hard thing to do. You know who did it really well was Porter Robinson. I loved his newest record.
Oh right.
And it's so funny. I have my sister is a huge EDM fan. She's kind of like a DJ. And I said, "Oh, what do you think of the new Porter Robinson?" I said, "I really like it. You know, I obviously love, you know, what was his big album with him laying in the field?
That came after the Worlds. Is it like it's like Nature? Nurture. Thank you.
Nurture. Wonderful record, incredible record, and she loved that one too, and then she loved World as well. But I said, "What did you think of? What do you think so far?" She's like, "Oh, he's a sellout. I'm so upset." And
No.
I'm like, dude, he made like 3 of the most like defining EDM albums. Like, what is he supposed to do? And I think he did it gracefully and well. And it's one of those things where I don't blame Tame Impala for going pop whatsoever. I think it's actually, you know, it's bold to try to do that, try to do the crossover thing. But I just feel like if you don't quite have the songs to back it up, it kind of falls apart.
Yeah.
So I think Porter absolutely had the songs, and he had a style that he tapped into, which was something nobody was really doing, which was that kind of like early 2000s indie-tronica thing mixed with, you know, some modern pop flourishes, obviously. I think, listen, I could understand listening to Knock Yourself Out and being like, you know, this is weird. But then, you know, listening to, what was the one I really liked on that record? Hang on, let me get up that record. The song's called Smile. Track listing, please. Is There Really No Happiness? I thought that should have been a single. I thought that could have been a really big single. It's produced by James Ivey, who is incredible. But you know, if you go deeper into the record, like Cheerleader's a good song, Russian Roulette's a good song. Like, all these are fantastic, but I guess I could understand like the jarringness of like somebody said like you sound like Metro Station, and he's like, yeah, that's the point. And I'm like, yeah, sure. If that's what he's going for, he achieved it, which is great, and I think he made it very listenable. I think it's a very hard thing to do, switching up like that.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's fair.
But what did you think of the album as a whole for Tame Impala?
Okay, well, it's not. Here's the thing. It is his worst album. It is his worst album. But I also there is some at some points he does clock in some of these I mean the thing is that he's you know the thing about that cracks it for me is that it is missing a lot of elements that feel like makes Tame Impala who he is. It makes what it is where mostly the drums.
Yeah.
It's the drums, and we haven't had technically guitar Tame Impala for a while. Even the what was the last album? What's the last album called? Blanking. What's it called?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Because there's Currents, and then it's it's like the long wait or whatever it's called. It's gonna annoy me because I actually really did like that last album, even though it felt like Currents Part 2. Anyway, mainly I think for me it's just I feel like Kevin was due a switch up in his sound, because I think people are very wanted him to to change it up a bit, or do whatever he want, because it came to a formula upon what the Tame Impala sound is. You got those the guitars filled with drums and so on and so forth, and it's just I think it's great that he was branching out, trying new things, like a more danceable record. That's great. That's fair. And I think sometimes he does nail into it. I think tracks like Dracula, it's like tracks like Dracula, My Old Days, and After 4. They do, I think for me, do clock in well enough. In terms of well enough. I mean, it's like
there was a line on Dracula that I almost thought was really clever, but then I realized I had completely misread the line. So I think it's the hook. The hook is daylight makes me feel like Dracula. And I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of basic, but okay.
Okay.
But I thought the line was Bella makes me feel like Dracula. And I was like, oh, that's almost kind of clever, because it's like, you're saying like a cute girl, like a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
But then it's also a double entendre, because Bella Lugosi,
yes,
makes me feel like Dracula. And I'm like, oh, that's almost kind of saved the song for me. But then I read I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean,
I'm sure he's hearing that right now, and he's kicking himself like, God, Gary's right. He is way more talented than me and than I will ever be. But I don't know, man. I agree with you that there's something missing in terms of the drums and everything, and
yeah.
And I just think, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I'll just say, at least he tried. He tried to really mix up his sound, and I think his approach, the stuff like that he got right really well. That's why I think Dracula is the best track on that album, because it's so it's very much a nod on. There's a track called what's it called? There's a track called Only You by Steve Harvey, I think. No, it's not Steve Harvey. Steve.
See what album this is, by the way, that you're drawing, and you are a monster.
What are you even... Oh, you figured it out.
You're a monster for just drawing it. Like, why even invoke it?
Am I wrong?
No. No.
Did the chat figure it out?
I remember so the first time I ever heard anything off that album was I had what's it called, a compilation CD called Music for Our Mother Earth 2. There were 3 or 4 of these, and it's all 90s kind of alt bands doing kind of beach type music,
right?
So Music for Our Mother Ocean, that's what it's called. Music for Our Mother Ocean, Momo. Let me find the people that were on this. So this is the one I had. Music for Our Mother Ocean, or Mother Ocean 2. Starts off with Dick Dale, then goes into Miserlou, sorry. The dun 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 dun, the really famous surf song.
Yeah.
A cover of I Get Around by Pennywise. Good punk band. You got stuff from Sprung Monkey, Brian Seltzer Orchestra, Pointer for Pyros, Royal Crown Review, Sublime. Wow, this is a very nice Dishwalla, Toad the Wet Sprocket, Offspring, Counting Crows. Jimmy Buffett is on there, so that's when you know you're getting in a little bit of trouble. Although I've heard I've heard from certain Jimmy Buff fans that I should actually listen to his albums. That he's better than his biggest songs. So maybe I'm overstepping there. But yeah, Moby. What Moby song? Oh, what's the song? The Blue Light of the Underwater Sun by Moby.
Okay.
That's a good song. I think I. Okay, never mind. But then you get to the end of the album, and Summer of Paradise by the Beach Boys is on there, live from the Wembley Arena.
Wembley? Oh, brother.
Yeah, they were playing the Wembley Arena still, and it's all just like references to their career. It's like, back in the day, we were out in the sun having fun. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And then it's just like, when we were America's band. It was like, oh no. It was so cheesy. So then I watched the Todd in the Shadows review on it, and that is the most comprehensive breakdown of that record, and it is incredible. Oh, such a good breakdown. So funny. So funny. But then just the goal to have what's his name on it?
What? Yes, from Full House.
John Stamos.
Yeah.
And listen, nothing against John Stamos. I don't know much about the guy, but like, and I'm sure he's a good drummer. He's apparently a session drummer, which is a very hard job. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But like him covering what's the name of the song? Forever. Off of like one of their best records. It's a Dennis Wilson song.
Mm.
It's a gorgeous song. They use it in Full House, and I was like, oh no. Why are they doing this?
Well, I like his rap version, right? Because the episode.
Oh yeah. Where they dress him up like MC Hammer.
Yeah. When are you gonna live forever?
I'm looking at it now. I love how. So it starts off Hot Fun in the Summertime, which is the Sly and the Family Stone cover. Mm-hmm. But then you go to Surfin', and then you have 2 more tracks, and then track 5 is Still Surfin'. Just in case you forgot.
Yeah, we're guys. Yeah, guys, we're still surfing.
We're still surfing. But yeah, there's really. I'd love to read. Here's the legacy of this album. While the album's title track is the only song from the album that has remained a constant staple of the band, Under the Boardwalk and the new version of Surfin' have also been performed, and Summer of Love and Strange Things Happen were each played on occasion in the 90s. For 2 decades, Summer of Paradise was the Beach Boys' last album of the predominantly original material. That is sad.
Mm.
In June 2012, they did That's Why God Made the Radio, and I do remember that it was fine from what I've heard. That one's actually a decent record from what I've heard. Summer in Paradise was received very poorly, commercially and critically, described by Blender as a train wreck.
Yeah.
The album is the Beach Boys' only studio album that failed to make the Billboard's top pop album chart. It reportedly sold fewer than 1,000 copies. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Making it the Beach Boys album with the most poorest commercial sales. Andrew G. Doe and Joe Tobler, authors of The Complete Guide to Music of the Beach Boys, describe Summer Paradise as the absolute nadir of their recording career. But you know what? That's. I mean, I'm sure. Like I said, we've watched the Todd review, and it's just Mike Love being like, "I could do Kokomo again. Watch me." It's without realizing that, like, that's just lightning in a bottle. And by the way, I've never been a very big fan of Kokomo. I don't know how you feel, Jack.
I mean,
Muppets did it better.
Sure, yeah. It feels more like a Muppet song anyway.
Yeah, that's how I was introduced to it.
Really? That's so funny.
I always thought it was a song by the Muppets. And I said, Mom, I remember I was like older. I was like probably 8 or 9. And I was like, Mom, where can I find that Muppet song, the Kokomo one? She's like, the Beach Boys song? I was like, no, the Muppets. She had no idea what I was talking about. But yeah.
What was that? I mean, I think about I was thinking about like what that other another album that Todd reviewed, Ringo Starr's Ringo the Fourth, and one of his songs on there sounds like a Muppet song as well. Tango All Night.
Yeah.
We're gonna tango all night. Ay, 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 ay.
Have you seen the images of the actors that are gonna be playing the Beatles?
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I don't know, because I need to just see them in action. I mean, it just looks very. I feel very deterred, or I don't know if that's the right word. I guess it just feels weird now that this is happening, and like I'm looking at them and I'm like, I feel like you could have done something more. I mean, first of all, I feel like they should have done this in a way that I'd rather have nobodies. Honestly, I'd rather have nobodies that
Sure.
I mean, I don't know, because it just feels weird to like. Granted, I only know like really one out of these 4 actors, and I mean he's
Which
very.
one is it?
It's the one who's playing Ringo. He's an Irish
Barry
actor.
Kogan,
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah, he's I mean, he's fantastic. I know. So I'm very curious about how he'll take the role, and I'm sure he'll do a great job.
It's his eyes that are like a little off for me. He's got very unique eyes, whereas Ringo also had very unique eyes. So the nose is there.
But the nose is prosthetic. Like, it's such a.
Is it?
Well, I don't know. It just looks way too cartoony to me. Like, in terms of like. I mean, I'm guessing some prosthetics went into it, right? In terms of like making sure these characters, these actors look like these, the Beatles in some way, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because I feel like I'm like, surely his nose wasn't that big. Surely his nose, not big, but rather his nose wasn't that characterized. I don't know, or caricatured. I don't know. I mean, I have to just see it in action. I know people are saying that George doesn't really look like, that.
George is like. He looks like he should be in Foo Fighters.
This looks like
he really looks like Taylor Hawkins' cousin or something. Like it's very bizarre. I mean, we'll see. Maybe he's just look. You don't necessarily need to look like
no,
or even do an impression of a person to really to do a good job portraying them if you get the spirit down.
Yeah.
I think, what was I going to say? I think it was Anthony Hopkins who played Richard Nixon. And, like, he didn't really look like Nixon, but he did, like, a good job, like, doing all of his, his traits and everything. So we'll see. Listen, it really can't be worse than Across the Universe. Like, it can't.
Oh, wow. You didn't like that film, huh?
That's
not technically a Beatles
I was so
film.
into it for the first half, and then the movie kept going.
Oh, ha.
I think by the time you start getting into the Sgt. Pepper's stuff, that's when I started drifting off a bit.
Okay.
I think the cover. I think what's his name? The lead actor in that. What's his name? What's his name?
Yeah.
He did a really good job covering some of those songs. Jim Sturgis. Sorry.
Jim Sturgis, yes.
Yeah. I think he was really good in that movie. But yeah, I'm not like a big jukebox musical guy, but I'm like,
sure.
Oh, but it's the Beatles, so it'll be fun. But like, I just feel like the songs didn't really match what was going on.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. I mean,
But I remember liking the. I mean, listen, it was cool to have a. Is it a Joe Cocker cover of Come Together? That was really good. Am I misremembering that? Yeah, it is him. It is.
Okay, I was gonna say through the track list right now. Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, I respect it because it's always, like you said, jukebox musicals are not for everyone, but at the same time, I like an attempt when it comes to making films, making like musicals based upon an artist and then like transcribing it. Like, it's always like fascinates me upon like how they approach it in terms of like, is it like true to not only the band but like, or is it also like true to like how the music and how they incorporate each song in the story? So You know, I always think about that, like, you know, I think about that with like some artists and stuff like that, or like, you know, what artists' discography could be used well as a jukebox musical, you know. And I'm sure, you know, there's like, you know, then again, it is not for everyone, and I feel like, you know, I feel like it depends upon the artist and stuff like that. Oh, you know what? For some reason, I always think to myself, you know, I feel like, based upon what I've read from this book anyway, and like his story, I always feel like Eels could be a good
jukebox musical band.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you
listen, if he, I mean, his life.
Yes.
Is a movie.
Yeah.
Like, his life is literally a movie. And I'm sure not a day goes by where he doesn't realize, like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you even, you know, cope with the fact that all these, like, insanely dramatic things happen in your life?
Yeah.
The fact that his dad created these multiverse theories, like, have you watched that documentary?
I have, yeah, I have. It's
man.
That blows my mind, as well. It's just
his reactions are so fascinating in that movie because he seems just genuinely curious about things, and he's clearly trying not to be super emotional about it. But then when he hears his dad's voice, you can he's not tearing up, but you can kind of really see him taking it in.
Yeah.
And like, he's like, I haven't heard his voice in like, what, 20 years or something?
Yeah.
So I just,
And then
it's a great watch.
And then he hears himself like on the recording as well.
On the drums.
Yeah, on the drums.
You can hear him talking in the background too.
Yeah.
And he's like he's not tearing up, but he's clearly like emotional.
Yeah.
Like it's a fantastic moment. It's like one of my favorite like documentary moments of just like somebody reliving something and like all of those kind of feelings coming back to him. And you know, I feel like in some ways him and his dad have a lot in common, even though they had like nothing in common.
Yeah.
I think they're both very. I think the way E writes about emotions is so fascinating to me. By the way, people in the chat are like, "What are they even talking about?" This is the band Eels.
Yeah.
This is the band Eels.
Talking about the lead singer Marky Everett.
Soundtrack. Yeah, the Shrek soundtrack. No, they have a bunch of great albums. I mean, I think Electroshock Blues is like that is such a risky move for a band to just start being that oblique and dark. I mean, the first album's dark, but like in a much more playful kind of like, aren't we cheeky kind of way.
Sure.
But like the second album's just like, no, my life is screwed up, dude. His book is fantastic. There's that moment in the book. It's when I read it. It's like when they have the Christmas ornaments, and you know, the sister's like, oh, whoever drops this first dies first, and she drops it first, and you know what happens later, and it's just like, oh man, it's a tough read. It's a tough read, and it's hearing about his. Yeah.
It's a tough read, but it's so full of hope, because E somehow throughout all of it comes out in this such radiant, positive attitude, witty, funny, you know, positive attitude throughout all of it. Despite me, I mean, you know, it's just this way of just like, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, you went through it, but you know, he found like a way to sort of like, I don't know. It's just, you know. I mean, you know, you see him now in interviews nowadays, and he's just a character in himself.
He's like beaming now. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like he's very much like comfortable with who he is and the music he's made, and like I think that's wonderful. He's incredible. I remember my friend told me to get Electroshock Blues, and I listened to it. And I'm like, why would you make me listen to something so depressing? He's like, but it's great, right? I'm like, yeah, no, it's incredible. It is. What's crazy about Electroshock Blues is like there are pop songs on it. Like Last Stop This Town is a flat out 1998 pop song.
Yeah.
Complete with record scratches.
Yeah. It's very trip poppy kind of, right? The drums.
Yeah, absolutely. And but then you go deeper into the album. I mean, listen, that album rewards you if you stick with it because it has a slightly optimistic ending. I think P.S. You Rock My World is like a beautiful closer. But I don't think I can't listen to like Climbing to the Moon Without Crying. Like that is such a sad song. But no, you know, then he goes on to do the rest of his career, obviously. You know,
you should listen.
What was the third album? The one that was like really happy, like almost like super saccharine.
Oh, Daisies of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Daisies of the Galaxy. Where it's like he's like, oh, here's this now. And it's like it's like the enhanced version of like going from Pinkerton to Green with Weezer. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's just like that on steroids. It's just like, and I know
you say that, and it's a motherfucker on it.
Yeah. Oh, so, sure, but like it also has, you know, it also has.
I like true. It has I Like Birds, Fly Swatter. Yeah.
It has Mr. E's Beautiful Blues on it.
Yeah. You know.
Which is a song he apparently did not want on that record.
Yeah, well, he put it as a hidden track, and then.
Yeah, he was like, it will not be on the record. It's like, it will be on the record. And he's like,
the record company was that. Yeah. And then it was used in Road Trip, which he wasn't happy about.
Oh, have you seen the music video? And he looks miserable in it.
He looks so pissed, yeah. He's not happy. He said in the book that the only part he felt happiness with was when he got to beat one of the fake beat one of the actors up for a scene and stuff like that. But
yeah. That is it's a great song. I'll give him. It's a very fun song.
Yeah.
I was surprised it wasn't a bigger hit.
No.
But I mean, it's still crazy to me that their biggest hit is Novocaine. So like I don't know. I can't actually say that because I don't know. But yeah, he balances between happy and sad very well now. I feel like he's found a wonderful balance. I like that double album they did, the one with the orange.
Blinking Lights and Other Revelations. I love that one. That's
I'm not gonna remember album titles, which is ironic.
I mean, I loved every album up until I think the Deconstruction. I think that was his last pretty solid album.
I haven't checked in. I'll have to go check back in. The last one I remember was from years ago. I mean, I probably like sort of casually looked through them, but I remember the last one. The last song I listened to like wholeheartedly was it had a jump scare in it. It scared the crap out of me.
What was it?
It's the Wolf song where he does
Fresh Blood. Yeah.
I had it on full blast in my computer room when I was home from college. And I was like, kind of had it on the background. I was like, that's pretty good. And then that hit. I was like, what the? Oh my god. He's got
a track from Deconstruction, a later album called Bone Dry, which is as kind of the same almost energy as that. But I guess it's less. It's more like almost cartoony, I guess, in terms of like of that kind of Fresh Blood. Fresh Blood is definitely very much more moody and such. When Bone Dry is like that, but on a it's like, I mean, I think about the music video, which looks like a Tim Burton like Nightmare Before Christmas stop motion animated.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But, I mean, I can tell you like his saddest album, which is like End Times. That's his saddest album. You want like sad?
You think so? Even sadder than Electroshock?
Oh yeah. End Times is Bummer Town. But I mean, it's beautiful songs, and it's like, but just you're not gonna feel heavy, like probably listening through it all and stuff like that. If you listen through it all the way through, at least anyway, it's like, it's got Gone Man, In My Younger Days, End Times. I mean, there is still some little hope in there, but like it's a very super melancholic album, and End Times is quite a listen through, but I think it's a beautiful album still. Honestly, he's his discography is still pretty great, I think, after all these years.
I think, I mean, listen, he got up to, was that the last album you mentioned was 2018, so like I think, what is that, like 96 to 2018? That's like over 20 years of like really great work. And then there's probably some good stuff even after that. Like I mean, if he's making solid albums that long, I think you've kind of earned your place in the world. You know what I mean? I mean, I'd say even if you make 5 pretty great albums back to back to back, like you're probably awesome. But yeah, he's a very. I interviewed not E, but I interviewed Tommy Walter, who played bass on the first record.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, he's in the band Abandoned Pools, who did the theme song for Clone High. And I don't remember. I have to go back in the interview because I don't remember specifically what he said about the band, but he said it was very like, it was E's thing. Like it was very much like he was in charge. He was calling all the shots. He's like, I had no problem with that, but I wanted to do my own thing after that. But he said he's like, hey, he's like, you should go be in this band. He's like, yeah, sure. And they made the first album together, went really well. So I like that first record too. I think Beautiful Freak's a great record.
Yeah.
Very of the era. I like the Mike Simpson remix of what's it called? What's the name of that track? It's one of the singles. It's not Susan's House. It's not Novocaine. What was the third single off that record?
My Beloved Monster?
No. Hang on. There you go. I got it right here.
Okay.
It is Your Lucky Day in Hell.
Oh, I love. Yeah. That's. I
love both versions, but the Mike Simpson remix is really good.
Sure. Did you ever hear the John Bryan remix of Climbing to the Moon?
No. I know he worked on that record.
It's great.
But honestly, I didn't know he did a remix.
Yeah. He did a version of it, which I mean, it doesn't. Well, it's different, but I think it's also much more. It makes me kind of wish he collaborated more with E because the production's so lush and glorious.
John Bryan is. I feel like he's like one of the most. He has to be like the most underrated producer, like working.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Single-handedly, kind of sent Mac Miller off, like in the best way possible. Which is, I mean, like, how do you even, like, so many posthumous albums are really kind of like middling, but apparently he like killed it with the production, and it was very tasteful. Like, it wasn't like, it wasn't just pulling out random things. He was very like delicate with it and everything. But also, I mean, like, have you heard John Bryan's solo record?
I have. Well, I'm familiar with like the soundtracks, of course, that he's done. I think.
Oh no, you need to. So I think 3 years ago they finally put that. I had that record. I got that record through Waze. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Because there were only like 1,000 copies made of it, and they were all like burned CDs.
Oh right, wow.
Because it never came out officially, technically. But if you want some of the like most beautiful, like, I mean, listen, anybody who was involved with the band Jellyfish in the 90s, like, chances are they made some amazing music after.
Oh, sure.
John is one of those guys. He was a session musician on the second Jellyfish record. I always thought he was a member, but he wasn't. He was just a session musician. But him and Jason Faulkner, I should send you. I think have I ever sent you Jason Faulkner stuff?
Yes. I think so. Yeah.
I'll send it again just in case.
Yeah, do it.
You should listen to his first record, Presents Author Unknown. It is. I am shocked that had no hits off of it. I think She Goes to Bed is like one of the like penultimate like 90s rock songs that never was. Not penultimate, sorry. One of the ultimate 90s rock songs that like never was. That and Afraid Himself to Be could have been like massive hits in my opinion, but they just didn't know how to market him because he was like a little too nerdy to be like cool, but he was a little too cool to be nerdy. So it's like, how do you market this dude? I interviewed him as well. He was really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, really cool guy. But yeah, John Bryan's solo album, Jason's first solo album, and then they did an album together before those two as a band called The Grays, which they sort of had a minor kind of, not a charting hit, but it was like a music video hit because they got featured on Beavis and Butthead. But they have a really good record called Rochambeau. That I've listened to a lot of times. But yeah, John's soundtrack stuff is incredible. Obviously, I love his soundtrack for I Heart Huckabees. I think that's like my favorite work. But that and the Paranorman one are like probably my favorite works by him.
Cool.
But he's done so much.
Yeah, no, send me all that. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think we're going a little over 2 hours now. You wanna call it?
Okay, yeah, sure. I,
Yeah.
I was starting to draw the characters as Beatles.
Oh, awesome, amazing.
So
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Jason Faulkner. He did his little side project as a solo thing he did called Bedtime with the Beatles, and it's
oh right, okay.
Beatles music songs reconstructed as like lullabies, like instrumental lullabies for babies.
Oh.
And I gave that to my sister when she had her first baby. And Paul McCartney actually endorsed it. And the inside of, when you open up the CD, it's a picture of Jason sitting at a piano, and he's holding a green apple that he bit through by the stem, and it's just the core of the apple. And Paul McCartney saw that, and he was like, "Oh, cheeky mate."
Cheeky mate.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Oh, Bedtime with the Beatles, I love it." He was frozen. He was like, "Oh, cool, thank you." No, it's definitely another project, but that's just a good thing to have in the background when you're just chilling. It's really nice to have on, even if you're an adult. Anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking with us. I can't wait till Bumbly pops up. He's like, "I missed it again." But no. I don't think he's here today.
Well,
I'll say, if you were listening to this in post, we missed you today.
Okay. I'll save doing the Failing Upcast as Beatles another time then. There's Cody as Ringo.
I mean, unless you want to keep going, but if you're kind of tight, it's getting kind of late over there. I don't want to keep you too long.
Tell you what, can we do like 15 more minutes? Because I bet I can.
15 more minutes? Oh yeah, you got 15 more minutes. I have more than enough music trivia to bat us out for 15 more minutes.
Okay, great. Because I can definitely punch these out for get more fun.
What do you think of Did you hear that apparently Pitchfork is going to start charging for its website?
Well, I'm not surprised because it is they were under new management at some point, correct? So that whole ordeal is like it was more or less going to be coming to that. But at the same time, yeah, I am very like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, well, first of all, I don't check every review on there, so it's not like, you can still check out reviews, but after a certain point, they're gonna be like, no, you can't check out that review now.
Yeah, it's gonna be $5 a month, I think.
Okay, it's just weird. Yeah. It's just but I don't think it's gonna help the website, of course, in any way in terms of like traffic, especially since no one's gonna, I feel like nowadays anyway. I mean, all the kids say, "Oh, reviews don't matter, doesn't matter," and stuff like that. I think it does matter. It's just a shame that nowadays I feel like the publications behind it have to do so much work to get the attention, and because I think reviews still matter in a way, as long as it's just, I think it's important to have opinions. I mean, opinions about like things in a way that's like, you consider and think about. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to agree with everything. But it does gauge a conversation upon like, when a critic like mentions something about this, it's like that's like a bit off or something like that. It's like it gives you thought for wonder, being like, oh, maybe that could have been a bit better or something like that. It's just it's good. It's fine to have I mean, as long as those opinions are like not, nefarious in any ways. It's like you don't be like too mean about it. I mean, granted, I remember funny enough, again talking about the Eels. I think about the free. Well, they gave like the deconstruction a free, like and
it a boring breakup album from what I read.
Yeah, well, and even then even then people were just like, geez, what did E do to you? Like, it was like first of all, do you not know Eels, stuff like that? I mean, granted, that was the last time.
Jack, try being a Weezer fan and reading anything on Pitchfork. They had it out. They had it out for Rivers, dude. They had it out for Rivers.
Man. Yeah.
But no, I can't wait to pay $5 a month for such amazing reviews as Monkey pisses in mouth for Jet. Like it's, I don't know if you're familiar with that, but when Jet came out with an album, they just posted a video of a gorilla pissing.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Or like you know, when there was a band called Black Kids came out with an album in the like late 2000s that was really hyped up. They had a really cool single from it called I'm Not Gonna Teach Them How to Dance With You.
Yes.
And they just, so they reviewed the original EP and they gave it like an 8 or something like that, and they're like, oh, this is great, and it was very lo-fi, but it was clearly because of lack of resources. It wasn't intended to be lo-fi like that.
No.
So then they did a hi-fi glossy album, and then they just posted a link saying, or they just posted a one-line sentence saying, with no score, I think, saying, oh, sometimes we can be wrong too. And I'm like, oh my god, like that, what did they do to you?
Yeah.
Just review the album. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Like it's like I listen, they have not done that kind of content in years, so it's like it's not really fair of me to like base like my base my interpretation of their kind of style from something from years ago. But they got their reputation for a reason, and I think now that they're coming back and being like, hey, pay us to get to our website, I think it is, I am thinking of stuff like that, where it's just like some of your reviews aren't even reviews. I interviewed Ben Queller, who's a really great musician. Started off when he was a teenager. He was in a band called Radish, and then who were on the Weird Al show. They had that amazing distinction. Yeah, he kidnapped them. It was funny. But he was talking to me about his solo record, which is a fantastic debut called Sha Sha. It's a great kind of like slacker rock, a little country influenced record from like 2002. And he was telling me about it, and I was like, I said, have you read the Pitchfork review of your record? And he said, yeah, I have, and I don't understand it. They gave me a 6, which, whatever, that's whatever. Yeah. He's like, but I just don't understand the context of the review, because they spend the entire time comparing me to other artists without even reviewing my music. Because the whole idea of it is like, here, like it's one of those themed reviews where it's just like, or it's like a weird prose where it's like, hey, you're Ben Queller, and we're taking you through the Hall of Bens. And like, here's Ben Folds, and you can learn this from him. And here's Ben Lee, and you can learn this from him. And here's Ben Rivers Cuomo, and it's like it's stupid. It's a really bad, stupid review. And he's like, I wasn't even mad. I was just confused. Yeah. And I was like, I think that's the most. I think that's a pretty it's a pretty damning thing where it's like I don't even understand why I'm supposed to be mad. And I just feel like the idea of paying for reviews like that is always like, I don't think so. But I'll say this. I don't think it's out of the question to ask for money for music publication. There's nothing wrong with that inherently. I mean, you look at Rolling Stone or any of those old magazines, they were charging money for you to pick up the magazine and read it. That makes sense, but you've been doing it for free for 30 plus years. Yeah. So like, how are we supposed to react to that? It's not like you were free for 5 years and then you decided to change it. Like, you're doing this so late into the game, but also you're not offering any new content. Like, you're not being like, oh, by the way, if you pay, you're also going to get behind the scenes interviews or breakdowns of records, like, classic reviews and stuff like that. Like, they're just giving you the bare bones. I had heard a rumor that you'll be able to comment on the reviews, which is, I think they're the only major music publication that does not allow you to comment on their reviews, which is... Do you own custom score, right? Something like that? What?
Do they allow you to do your own custom score? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is, I mean, so it's going to turn into rate music then? I don't know. It just seems like a very confused move. I watched a video on Anthony Fantano did a video on it, and it was like, he was like, I'm not against it, but it is a very confusing rollout.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think that's the issue, is that it's a very confusing rollout, and I think people have a right to be like, why is this thing that was free for 30 years? Why am I suddenly being charged for it? It's not necessarily that I'm against the idea of paying for music journalism. I think that should be, have some kind of income for its the people doing it. But I also think you have to frame it in a certain way to where it makes sense. You have to give me a little bit more because you've been giving me this thing for free for years.
Yeah.
It should be a little additional add-on plus all these like maybe video content, because I think that's the one thing they've sort of done. They've done a couple they've done some video content. I think they have a YouTube channel and everything, but
they do that was it over under, right? Over under rated.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like those.
I think NPR did a really good job. I love the Tiny Desk concerts and stuff like that. I know people kind of. Have you seen the? I mean, it was a meme a couple months ago, but like the worst music ever, and what was it? Who was the band? Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros. And it was that one song that kind of got big for them. But people were just like making fun of the Tiny Desk concert of it, and it's just. I felt bad for them. Like, these poor guys. They're probably out there every night, like, busting, their ass to, like, play live shows.
Yeah.
And they got to deal with this meme thing now. It was them and Hobo Johnson kind of got dragged. And I always felt kind of bad for Hobo Johnson because while I'm not, like, a giant fan of his music, I did like that one record he put out.
Yeah.
The Fall of Hobo Johnson. I thought there was some interesting material on there. I thought if he had kept going in that Beck direction of just like getting weird sounds to go over his kind of weirdo poetry, it could have really worked, but apparently he didn't do that. But no, I'm just like, this poor guy, like, he puts art out there and then he's got to get memed, and I'm like, that's the risk, I guess, right? You risk humiliating yourself. It makes sense, but it's just, I don't know, I kind of felt bad for him. I was like, oh man. But yeah, I don't know. I think there are other sites. I mean, do you know who I love going to for like music recommendations? I love going to Amoeba, What's in My Bag.
So because celebrities like show what they bought from it, like what they bought from this, or musicians and celebrities.
But they'll get actors every now and
then. Yeah, that's a good shout. I do like that. Do like when they release
they brought a kid on recently who was like probably like 9 or 10, and he's like he's a virtuoso producer. His parents just kind of got him the tools to do everything, and he just learned how to produce himself, and he's really good at it. And he kind of talked about like all of these musicians, a lot of current stuff, but he was also talking about like Jay Dilla and how he understood Dilla time, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, this kid's crazy. But it was cool. Like, when they do stuff like that, it's really fun. But yeah, E was on an episode, I don't know if it was recently, maybe in the last couple of years, but his picks were he's listened to a lot of jazz lately. And then he's like, I'm gonna have to show you this band because I'm nothing if not a proprietor of holding up obscure bands and helping them out. And there's this little band called the Beatles, and I don't know if a lot of people have heard of them, but I'd like to help. But he got like that big white album, the big was it the it was the Let It Be box set.
Cool.
That has the original version of Let It Be on it.
Right. Yeah.
Like the one that they rejected. But yeah, no, his was really interesting. There was one, I don't know if it's available anymore, but Jason Schwartzman did one, because for some reason they'll just hide old videos for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's a right. It might be a rights thing because they used to play tracks in the thing.
Right.
So like it might be a rights thing.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but no, it's yeah, I quite like What's in My Bag. Who I'm trying to think. Surprisingly, Michael Shannon, the actor, his is really good. With the exception of Fish. I never like Fish, but all of his other stuff is like, this guy rules.
Oh, cool.
Me and this guy would get along. But yeah, that's like always been my dream, is to be on that show. I would love to be on that show. I get to get like 6 or 7 records for free, and I get to talk about them.
Yeah, they don't actually say if you do pay for them or not, which is interesting.
I'm pretty sure you don't pay for them.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's so funny because
looking at who's.
Rough Trade
Okay.
do a version of that, and apparently the artists do have to pay for it.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong then. I guess it has to be rich to be on there then.
I mean, what does it matter? They'll buy it anyway, right?
Yeah, sure. That's why they're there.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the recent ones have been really good. Anamanaguchi was on there recently.
Cool.
The Supergrass was on there. Tame Impala was on there recently. I'd actually be very curious to see what he's listening to. I think he's like, I gotta make that next album shine. I better get inspired.
I don't think he. I don't know. I don't think he really cares about the reception. But I am.
No, I think he just puts. Once again, the dude is a million times more talented than I am. Don't listen to me when I say the album's not good.
You know what? One of my favorite thing that my favorite it's from his first EP. I think that's definitely a big highlight of his whole discography. His first EP. If you ever listened to it, it's so different in terms of he doesn't even sound like himself. It's like a different person almost. You listen to a track like what's it called? Half glass of wine, I think it's called, and it's just it's Kevin singing, but he doesn't. It's a lower register, which is quite jarring. So he should. I would love him to bring back the lower register. In terms of his singing and stuff.
Sure, I love it when artists kind of go off book in terms of what their normal sound is. It's really cool. Oh, Sparks was on an episode. I should watch that one.
Oh yeah, I also like the Bill Hader one.
The Bill Hader one is great. When he's talking about movies.
Yeah.
I like when he's I don't know why it stuck out for me, but he's like, oh yeah, I'm getting this movie, Bad Boy Bubby. It was an Australian cult film. Yeah, I had an Australian hairdresser. Like, oh, you ever seen Bad Boy Bubby? Oh, I gotta see Bad Boy Bubby. And every day, he's like, you see Bad Boy Bubby yet? So this is for you. I have a terrible Bill Hader impression. I make him sound so nasally. He's not really that nasally. He just sounds very dry, and I think it's kind of hard to do that without sounding nasally sometimes. I met him once. He was a very, very nice guy. He was a very, 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 very nice
bet
guy.
he is. I think he's just very...
Yeah, I met him, and I looked awful when I met him. My hair, I had a bowl cut for some reason. It was a sticking to my head. It was terrible.
Oh, did you take a picture of him?
It's somewhere. I'm kind of afraid to look at it. But I met him, and he's a really nice guy. My friend Jeff works on SNL, and I said, hey, I love your bits on SNL. Like Stefan is amazing, and yada. He's oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I said, my friend Jeff works on SNL. He goes, oh, yeah, Jeff. Yeah, I know Jeff. And I thought he was just saying that to be like, oh, I don't know what this guy's talking about.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I felt really bad, and I was like,
oh.
I made him I had an awkward moment with him or something.
Mm-hmm.
So then a week goes by, and I get a text from my friend Jeff, and he's like, did you meet Bill last week? And I was just like, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, he said you were really cool. I was like, oh sweet.
Nice. Okay, that makes it all worthwhile.
No, he's a sweet guy. He's really nice. No, yeah. Bill was on an episode recently. No, I'm really enjoying. There's a YouTube channel called James Whale Bake Sale where it's just clipped interviews of actors and directors and musicians talking about movies.
Yeah.
And Bill Hader is in a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I'll always listen to ones and then I'll always listen to John Waters talk about movies. John Waters is very fascinating to listen to me because I think he is somebody who's obsessed with movies, so he'll just keep talking and talking and talking, and you might not be following him, but he doesn't care. He's just gonna move to the next thing, and that's the kind of thing I like, where it's hearing somebody so enthusiastic about movies, comparatively to I'm not a big fan of YouTube movie critic stuff. Right. Where it's really film school analytical.
Sure.
I just like people who like movies. I'd rather listen to somebody who just truly loves movies and is excited to talk about movies and talks about them like Bill Hader or John Waters or anybody else on that. Maybe not Quentin, but but especially as of late. Yeah, I really I really enjoy listening to people. There are a couple ones with Jason Lee, and I didn't realize Jason Lee was such like a big classic film guy. But he talked about like City Lights recently, and he was like, "Oh, this is like Chaplin's like one of the best," and you know, like I really just like influenced a lot of my humor and everything like that. And I'm like, no, I can see that because if you watch Video Days, his skateboarding video, he's very like physical.
Okay.
He's got like a really good slapstick presence to him. But yeah, good channel, James Whale Bake Sale. Check it out.
Yeah.
Are we all wrapped up on these Beatles?
Yeah. What do you want to call this? Call this failing upward Beatles act.
Do you have any ideas?
My first instinct was just call it the Upples.
Yeah, Upples is good. I like that.
It's the best I can do.
And it sounds like the Ruddles too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, but is that with 2 P's or 1? Because it'll just be like, I guess it would be with 2 P's.
I think Upples is good.
Upples, like
have
apples.
Have you ever seen That Thing You Do? It's a movie about a one-hit wonder band in the 60s. It's a fictional movie, but Tom Hanks directed it, and they have this song. It's like this little band in Middle America. It's like who's in that band? It's Steve Zahn and Ethan Embry and the one guy that kind of looks like Tom Hanks, but it's not Tom. It's Tom Everett Scott.
Right.
And they make a song called That Thing You Do, and the reason it gets so big is because originally it was a slow ballad, but they end up speeding up the drums on it, and they make it into like a power pop song. And it takes off, and it's huge, and the name of the band is The Wonders, and it's supposed to be spelled like O-N-E, like Durs, like Wonders. Yeah. You know, goes into the whole one-hit wonder thing, but nobody can, everyone keeps calling them the Oneaters.
That's great.
Yeah, no, that's a wonderful movie. I like that movie a lot. That's such a good like Sunday afternoon movie. Like I have nothing else to put on. This is a comfort movie.
Well, now you know what you're gonna do tonight. You're gonna.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely. You know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put on.
Do that and have your eggs as well. You know.
Yeah. Man, Piper and JC kind of remind me of I know they're Beatles, but they kind of remind. Just think it's the guitars, but it reminds me of that video, the Robert Palmer video, the Addicted to Love video, with the girls with guitars in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, the one of the suits. Yeah.
Good stuff.
I mean,
right.
I would say Pipe. I mean, I've tried to like obviously Cody's the Ringo.
Cody's absolutely the Ringo.
Mark would be the George because he's spiritual, or you know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And then JC obviously played bass, so that's why she's the Paul and Piper's the John. That was fine.
Who's the Brian Epstein?
Sabrina?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Yeah, you know what? She's like you wouldn't expect. Like you wouldn't expect that. Like she's really good at music stuff, but she's good at everything apparently. So
yeah. And Brad
and
is. And Brad is George Best.
yeah. Oh, yeah, Pete Best. Yeah.
Pete Best. Sorry, yeah.
Well, there's George Martin, who was the producer, and then Pete Best.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. So
no, because I said George. That's probably why you were thinking of it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. There you go. Well, that's great. Welcome. Yeah. Well, let's recap. We've got the Beatles drawing. We had a nice
JC disintegrating when she's listening to the Beach Boys.
Yeah. We've got just a chill Piper picture here.
That Piper might be my favorite of the day rather.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think we're just talking about this music talk. It just got me drawing music. Yeah. We've got Cody in the Peanut Mobile.
Yeah, Mark in the Peanut Mobile.
Sorry, Mark in the Peanut Mobile. So you're right. Yeah. Look how happy he's chuffed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Cody meeting Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm. What do you prefer to call it nowadays? Frankenstein's monster, the monster, Frankie Frank, the monster previously known as Frankenstein.
And then we have the very special episode.
The very special episode of Failing Upward.
He's dead.
Jesus. Dead at 9. Look who's here on Keenan and Kel. I think that's with an E, isn't it, with Keenan? I forget.
Wonderful. Yeah, man. I always thought Kel was underrated. I thought Kel should have had a little more success. I know he found his kind of calling as like a voice actor, which is great, but like, he was always the one to watch on Kenan and Kel. I still think. I mean, listen, I feel like millennials and older Gen Z have this thing of where we kind of look back on a lot of those like the 3 camera Nickelodeon sitcoms. We're like, wow, what revolutionary shows, and you know, not really, but like like I like a lot of them, but Kenan and Kel, I gotta be honest, has the I dropped the screw in I put the screw in the tuna.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, what a performance! Everyone is trying not to break. Like Kenan is like barely holding on. Oh, what an incredible! Like that is the one I will say. Like that is aged incredibly well. I think most of Kenan and Kel is pretty great, honestly. I think Kenan and Kel's a funny show.
No, I agree. I think you know, I mean, I definitely remember watching it back in the day, and I think if I watched it now, I'd probably just still laugh at a lot of the humor. You know, you'd be surprised by a lot how many like kids comedy like sitcoms like still hold up. You know,
I just think that mid-2000s era is like kind of like held in this bizarrely high regard that I just don't understand. Like a lot of those that era of Nickelodeon just feels like screaming to me. I've talked to my friend about it, and it just feels like those shows are just like yelling, and that's the joke. I know Josh Peck kind of started that in a way, because you know Josh's overreaction to everything, but that was funny. Like I liked when he did it. You know, hearing him say the baby's on the roof is like funny. Yeah. But like the iCarlys and Victorious, I never really got into. I mean, I was too old. I was like way too old by that point. But like, no, I think Pete and Pete, which is technically a sitcom. I think that's one of the best. I think that's one of the greatest shows ever created. But yeah, I mean, there's some good 3-camera ones. Kenan and Kel is fun. I like the first bits of Drake and Josh are pretty good.
I remember the one. I mean, it got cancelled pretty quickly, but I do remember because it was on at some point. What's the one where it's like it's like 2 friends, one friend dies, you know, but gets resurrected as an angel, becomes the guardian angel for the friend.
Teen Angel?
Is it Teen Angel?
Teen Angel, yeah, he eats the burger under the bed. That's why he dies.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And
that was a TGIF show over here.
Wow.
That is such a morbid show.
I think that was on CITV over here, like children's television.
That's funny.
That's so funny.
That was playing back to back with Sabrina and Boy Meets World.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think it fits in that. I think it's an interesting show, but I don't think it fits in that. Before we go, I do want to mention one more thing that I talked about with my friend recently. And we're at 7 concurrent viewers still. Wow, I thought we'd be at to like 2. Wow.
Thanks for everyone sticking by.
Yeah. As we're saying goodbye, I was talking to my friend about have you ever seen the show Dinosaurs?
Yeah, I love dinosaurs.
Do you know about the ending?
Yeah, it's very. It's a little bit morbid, right? It's
bleak, because they die because of the Ice Age.
Yeah.
And it's all the dad's fault because he went all in on this like some kind of plastics thing or something like that, or some kind of like bug, like beetle thing. Like he kills all these like beetles or something to get land for his company. And then they just all die of the Ice Age, and it just ends with like a reporter saying goodbye. I recently saw the actor who played the dad talking about it, and he's like, well, how else is it supposed to end? They're dinosaurs. He's like, I know we probably scared some kids, and you know, unfortunate, but you know, they know.
I mean, I guess I was fortunate enough probably not to see that when it aired. You know, the actual.
I don't think ending. I saw it when it aired either, but I definitely like remembered like that something happened, and like that I remember my classmates like being upset. But I never got the details. Like, why are you so upset about dinosaurs? They're gone. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then like years later, I found out that, you know, why, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it didn't pull any punches. Respect though, respect for ending on a note. I'm staying true to the.
Yeah, I mean, if Jim Henson was nothing if not very daring, and I know he wasn't alive, during that. He did create that show, though. He was a creative lead on that show.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, before it aired, he was instrumental in developing it, from what I've heard. So I and then you see like he was very, very convinced that puppetry could be anything, and clearly wanted to make dramas and adventures and romances, and he didn't just want to do the Muppets for the rest of his life. Sure. Like I think he wanted to do all this other stuff, and obviously Ninja Turtles was like a really big thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, dinosaurs. But anyway, it's funny. We started talking about like morbidly dark sitcom moments with Punky Brewster, and now we're ending talking about morbidly dark sitcom moments with dinosaurs. It came full circle.
We did it.
Yes. Oh my god, I can't believe we landed that. Oh my god. Because when we started talking about it, I'm like, wait, why am I talking about this? This is so dark. Well,
on that note, I think it's time to make this stream go extinct.
Yes, exactly. All right, guys. Everybody, thank you for coming. We got a lot of viewers today, which is really cool. I saw like 8 or 7 tops, which is like, once again, usually get like 2 or 3. So like seeing it kind of increase gradually is really nice. We're gonna try to do these as often as possible.
Yeah.
It's really depending on how I feel. I know I gotta tell Jack sooner so he's prepared.
Sure.
And also Jack might be doing stuff, so
Yeah.
we'll see. I would like to get a guest on for one of these. I think that would be really, really fun. Maybe we can I would love to have my friend Jack from Broats come on, but that might be confusing because you're both named Jack.
We'll have to you have to like emphasize the surname, like Jack Bowdler.
Yeah, Jack C.
Yeah, Jack C. Yeah. Jack B.
Yeah. But yeah, I would love to get him on. I think that would be really fun. I'd also love to get Emily Brundage on, because she seems to be doing the round on the indie stuff. So I wonder if she'd be up for chatting with us. But yeah, Jack would definitely be down for it, and I know you would be down for it, Jack, too. So yeah, look forward to that. We'll let you guys know when the next stream is. Hopefully a little sooner this time. All right, have a nice day, guys.
All right, thank you, everyone. See you next time.